Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Round one of the Memorial Tournament is underway. J.J. Spawn leads F4 under through 9. J.T. Poston, J.J. Spawn, Tommy Fleetwood, and Ryo Hisatsune share second at 3 under. Next three pairings, Sahith Theegala and Siwoo Kim at noon. Harry Hull and Denny McCarthy at 12:10. Then Harry English and Robert McIntyre at 12:20. Baseball this afternoon, Columbus hosts Omaha at 12:05, looking to win 8 straight. Cleveland eyes a sweep in New York and the Bronx at 1:35. Then tonight, Cincinnati's off before visiting St. Louis Friday at 8:15. Stanley Cup final tonight. Vegas visits Carolina at 8. Golden Knights lead 1-0. NFL, ESPN's Adam Schefter reported receiver Christian Watson has agreed to a 4-year, $110.5 million extension with Green Bay. Coming up from Muirfield Village Golf Club, Rothman Ice, right here on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to Dublin and Jack's Place, the Memorial Tournament. Anthony Rothman and the big fella. Bobby Carpenter in for the Iceman today. Good to see you.
It's great to see you. I got this little orange here, I guess.
Is that an orange or is that some sort of a tangelo?
Probably a nectarine, tangerine, something else. I mean, in honor of Maddie, just keeping it healthy.
Oh, that's right.
Nothing but the juices and berries.
Do you have a little container of nuts that we can get you?
I do have some in my car for emergencies. Like
the ancient grains.
Ancient grains, exactly. It's like I'm kind of like some sort of cowboy. I've got usually a canister or bag of nuts and then some beef jerky as well, just in case. Like if you're on the cattle drive and you need to get some chow.
Well, you do smell like a hint of the Old West. Manly, musky.
It's a little warmer today than it was.
Yeah.
A little more humid. It's pretty nice and dry yesterday.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful up until maybe late Saturday, but that's okay. We expect a little bit. Once they push this thing back, we got a little more summer out of it, so that's cool. We are on what I like to call the corner of Broad and High right here as they come in off of
the Broads and High.
That's right. Here we go. But we got a good tournament, and we got guys that Rory McIlroy started out. You know, he hit dead center in the fairway. I was watching him at 3. He had like a $151 out. And then just kind of
looked like me after that.
Flailed up.
What you want to do is waste a good tee shot. You know?
That's exactly right. And he hit it right in the water, made double. And
Brett's just like me. A good tee shot out there. Oh, there's a stream. Oh, it's not even going to come into play. Don't worry. I'll bring it into play. I'm going to chunk this thing, put it right down in there. Perfect.
Yeah. You just tell me exactly where to aim, and I'll make sure I don't hit it. All right, so this is a beast of a course. It's going to be fast. It's going to be
horses
dry out here. There could be some horses for courses. It is the 6th longest course on tour. It's almost 7,600 yards from the rib tips.
Is that why they call it? Is that why Jack started calling it the Big John?
The Big John.
Holmes?
Yes, it could be.
One of the longest courses you're going to find.
It really is. And it's wide too, in places, but not so much around the green.
Not around the green at all.
It's a second shot golf course, and really it's kind of the thick thatch invitational too. This rough is some kind of long.
You know what I like is Jack hasn't succumbed to the pressure of removing all the trees from the course. We're going to keep this thing wooded on the sides, a couple little areas, some tree lines. You can't get too far off. Maybe a branch might come into play every now and then. These nice old trees that are 50, 60, 70 years old, like all these other courses like Oakmont, we're just going to go out there and clear cut that thing like the Amazon. If I want to go play in a cow pasture, I'll go to Scotland.
Yeah.
In America, I want some trees. I want a little water out there.
Tree-lined course.
Maybe some flowers. I want this thing to look scenic.
I know. I like it too. You and I are in the same spot there, and that's why this course is awesome, because it tests every part of their game. But checking out the leaderboard. Oh, by the way, Scotty Scheffler goes at 135 today. So for the people that are coming out, he'll play with Aaron Rai, who won the PGA. And, I started thinking about Scotty. He's got the 4 majors, but he's kind of in that Phil Mickelson-esque mode right now where he doesn't yet have a U.S. Open. Now, he's going for a three-peat here, which is awesome, but he doesn't have a U.S. Open yet. And I think when you think about Jack and Tiger and Hogan and Palmer and Watson, I mean, they all got all the great American golfers outside of Phil and Sam Snead did not get an Open. Well, Hale's got
3.
Yeah.
Just joking.
Okay, you were testing me because when you said it, I didn't want to correct you right away.
Someone else had their birthday that didn't win. They had won the other 3, and they hadn't won that. It was recently. I can't think of it. Older golfer that had won 3 of them, or won maybe 4, but never the U.S. Open. That's a tough one because that's like the national championship for Americans.
They always asked Jack what was the most important to him because he won 6 Masters, 5 PGAs, 4 U.S. Opens, 3 British Opens, and they always asked him, like, which one did you covet the most? And he said the United States Open. He goes, it was our nation's title, and he felt the toughest of all of them. So, but Scheffler doesn't have one yet, and I think as his titles mount, and he still doesn't have that, he will feel that Mickelson-type pressure. Now, Mickelson felt different pressure because he didn't have a major for a long time.
He didn't have a major, and then Phil finished second like 5 times. You go look at his U.S. Open runner-up. Right. And by the way,
the pressure even
he
harder,
had some leads there, and he looked like Rory spraying that thing on 18. Remember the one he hit literally onto the tent?
Wing foot? Yeah.
I think so. And I looked at that. It was just like this year at the Masters when you're like, Rory, hey, just keep this thing in play. Easy does it. And then he hits one. It's like, you don't want to go right. Actually went so far right that we're onto the other fairway, and we actually have a nice shot coming back. And I look at that, and that's what's beautiful about this, courses like these, that they're so hard. And you're thinking, this guy's probably hit, I don't know, 50,000 golf shots in his life. And I'm like, I've hit one like that. I actually hit a lot like that, but I'm not hitting those to win a major. Yeah. And those guys put one out of OB with it in their grasp.
Dude. I don't know how to explain it. You wouldn't think that those guys would feel anything. They're actually the golf bots of the world. Like, they're as zoned in as anybody, but the level of pressure that those guys face when it comes to winning majors. And I just thought I'd bring it up just because he's so dominant right now. And the more U.S. Opens that come and go without him winning,
how
I
old
think
is he?
29.
Okay, so he's got like a nice 5 to 7, 10 year window.
Win one in his 40s, but guys have won majors in their 40s.
Maybe he needs to talk to Rory and rub off some of that juju. Like he couldn't get the Masters forever. Next thing you know, give me 2.
Yeah.
Give me a back-to-back, a BOGO.
Reno, give me 2. All right, so he goes at 135 today, and that will be listen, everybody wants to see Scotty out here. I remember, being out here for so long, even, Tiger's first trip here, Sergio's first trip here. Scotty is the new wave, and he's even a guy like Jordan Spieth is kind of taking a back seat to a guy like Scotty
been on
Scheffler.
Fire. And listen, he's been arrested, so he's got that going for him.
At a golf tournament. Yeah.
Who hasn't been arrested?
Have a lot in common.
Who hasn't been arrested at a golf tournament?
Well, I think if your career ends and you haven't been, you've kind of missed out. It's kind of like yesterday when I was interviewing Rob Lowe. If my career ends without a restraining order, I don't feel like I fulfilled my lifelong
I'll tell you
dream.
what, there's a smile that comes over him when he sees you coming up. I was watching that interview and I'm like, man, Rob,
it's the 80s, baby.
He does. Like
he knows.
He's excited that you're excited to see him.
I think so. When I start singing, John Parr to him and St. Elmo's Fire and the whole deal.
Some good weed right here.
We could use you back. You maybe get a job back at the old fraternity. Here's our show today. So at 12:30, it is a Gold Jacket Thursday. Marshall Faulk, the great running back from the Colts and the Rams from up in Canton. Shefty will join us at 2:30, the senior NFL insider. Can't wait to pick his brain on how the timeline of the Garrett blockbuster happened. We'll also be talking, we hope, with Jensen Lewis today. VSiN by the Books, MLB Network Radio.
Hey, by the way, we going to Vegas next week?
Are we going? Like traveling?
You and me.
For a Stanley Cup?
Yeah. When they have the sweep and 4, we're going to be there with Torts.
Don't say that.
We're going to be with Torts. I might send him a text,
I have talked to him, and he is as locked in on every game. I don't even dare speak to him during the series.
But if it happens, you're talking to me?
If it happens, the greatest part about all his press conferences is he has shut down all the nostalgia questions. I'm not talking about Tampa from 2004. I'm not talking about, and he doesn't even want to take questions on Carolina, on the opponent. Just his team, the task at hand. That's it. I love it. It's vintage Torts.
It is. It's been awesome.
It's been cool to see. All right. What else do we have today? We'll have, like I said, we'll have Jensen Lewis. hoping to wrangle in somebody that's playing well today in the next hour. And let me take a quick look at this leaderboard again. See, look at this. Rory's back to 1 under. Yeah. So some of these par fives he can handle.
Oh, he can hit the ball 330 yards. Him and Matt Baker. Very few guys can drive it like that.
Matthew Baker.
Or not Matt Baker,
okay.
Ryan Baker.
Okay, maybe his real name is Matt. We've been trying to uncover I
played with a guy named Matt Baker who is now the quarterback's coach for the Rams, maybe. Maybe a coordinator somewhere.
One of the fabulous Baker boys?
Yeah, basically.
J.J. Spawn, major winner, leading at 4 under. Keegan Bradley, major winner, 3 under, 1 back. Tommy Fleetwood, not a major winner.
Him and Mac.
Justin Rose, major winner, former Memorial champ. Jordan Spieth, 1 under. Adam Scott, 1 under. So there's some guys that have racked up some majors that are doing well here. But to see Rory bounce back and be -1 through 7, he was +2 through 3. So he's got to go in the right direction. That's right, snip, snap. Now the other guys like Alex Smalley, +9, that's going to be tough to climb out of that hole. Scotty's guy, Pearsonian Cootie, +6, 78. Ricky Fowler, I'd love to see him play well here today. He's had actually a pretty good season, but he's +4 through 9. So it's a more generous cut, right, Scott? Is there even a cut?
Yeah,
there is a cut.
It is top
signature
50.
event. Yeah,
top 50 make the cut.
But everybody makes some cash.
And there's only 72 players.
Yeah.
So
anybody can get in on that.
So even if you make the cut, you make some cash.
I love that you throw my make the cut pick of Pearson Cootie in there when your guy, Alex Smalley, is 9 over.
We didn't pick Alex.
But you brought him up. You wanted to take him.
But we didn't put – no, you said we need a big risk. And I said, all right, I'll throw – if you want a big risk, but we didn't do it.
We didn't do it.
All right. I'm out of the contest. No, my guy, so I picked Matthew Fitzpatrick to win it. You picked Ben Griffin. And now that the tournament's underway, you get a head start.
How about Matty, though, with Tommy Fleetwood, who's 3 under?
Yeah, that's right. Bob, who do you like? You get a head start. See if you can beat our guys that haven't even teed off.
Can't take Scotty.
Yeah, if you can't take Scotty, and we gave you – would you take a guy with a 3 or 4 shot lead right now? Spawn, Poston, Fleetwood, Nick Taylor – Keegan, Rose.
How about Keegan?
All right.
I'd take a Keegan.
We'll give you a 2-shot lead through 14.
I like that.
I don't like that.
See if we can track him down. All right, when we come back live at the Memorial, Jared Verse is a Brown. What can he do for them? You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
I've even hit a couple 340 in my life.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The weather in Central Ohio just got better, so why shouldn't your loan rate? CME Federal Credit Union wants to try to beat your current loan rate by 2% on autos and toys. Plus, enjoy no payments for 90 days on car loans and no payments for 60 days on motorcycles, boats, and more. With car rates as low as 4.99% APR and toy rates starting at 6.5% APR, it's the perfect time to save. Apply today at cmefcu.org.
Terms apply. Minimum floor rates 4.99% APR cars, 6.50% APR other vehicles. Federally insured by NCUA.
Your next getaway is closer than you think at your Columbus Zoo. Baby elephants, playful tigers, hungry giraffes. Explore North America Trek and discover rescued bear cubs, eagles, and more. Plan your visit today at columbuszoo.org.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
I have a buddy who's going to be popping the question soon. He's planning everything out. He asked me, can you help me out with the ring? I said, of course I can. I've got a guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Now you talk, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace. I'm your guy.
Go in, see my friends at Worthington Jewelers, tell them I sent you, and you'll get the true VIP experience.
I'll treat them better than I treat you.
That's not hard. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged. And tell them Common Man sent you.
Today, we're talking about how you don't have to earn more when you can save more. Okay, so you brought me this stat. T-Mobile customers had the lowest wireless bills versus Verizon and AT&T over the past 5 years. That seems surprising.
Yeah, when I first heard it, I thought, okay. But when the experts at HarrisX broke it down, it was true for millions of families.
They have a 5-year price guarantee on experience plans and America's Best Network, plus lower bills. I'm not hearing any sacrifice here.
Which is what people need right now. Reliability, predictability. Affordable wireless service isn't a perk. It's a difference. And listeners, if you don't believe me, you can check it out at tmobile.com/switch.
Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. Price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Based on HarrisX billing snapshots from Q3 21 to Q4 25 compared to average AT&T and Verizon bills. Comparison excludes discounts, credits, and optional charges. For more details, see harrisx.com/T-Mobile-bills.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
If only there was a radio show that constantly talked about Ohio State athletics. Well, good news. It's real, baby. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
It's a beautiful afternoon with lots of sunshine and temperatures hitting around 85 degrees today. As we head into tonight, skies stay mostly clear and temperatures fall back into more of a comfortable range in the lower 50s. Friday sees an even warmer day as we get highs in the mid 80s again, but we're going to have a little bit more wind to impact our day. I'm your 10 weather impact meteorologist, Lily Aldrich, with 97.1 The Fan.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Good afternoon, friends. You're listening to a special edition of Rothman Ice, live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
All right, welcome back to the Memorial. Anthony Rothman, Bobby Carpenter in for the Iceman. Today, beautiful day at Memorial. The blockbuster trade that was this week with Garrett going to the Rams and Verse and Picks coming back. Sean McVay said he was really impressed on how Verse handled being traded. However, there's kind of the backstory, which is he wasn't that happy about it. Now, maybe eventually, you got traded to the Cleveland Browns from a Super Bowl contender. You were a Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Rams. You think maybe, you could speak to this, Bob, maybe Verse thought he'd spend his entire career there, or at least the prime of it.
Yeah, at least until if he went to free agency and he wanted to leave at that point, like they weren't paying him, but he probably thought he would play his rookie deal out with the Rams. I don't think he ever thought that this would be the case. And I'm guessing Myles Garrett may have had an inkling that this was in the works. I don't think Verse had any of that because they wanted to probably keep this circle really tight. And you let him know, and then all of a sudden, hey, we're looking at trading you. Myles Garrett asked to be traded last year, so it wasn't like that's something that would be foreign to him. So he probably didn't know until day of, and that stuff stings. I was traded from the team I was drafted to. It's not a great feeling. And, especially when it kind of comes out of nowhere of how it's going to happen.
So what it does is it really highlights the fact that teams always have to do what's best for them, and the GM's making the decision with perhaps the owner's approval. And then the players, when they get a chance to do what's best for them, they do what's best for them. So that leverage swings both ways.
Oh, yeah.
But in this case, now, do I know for a fact that they went up to Verse, how long they went up before? I don't think Verse found out about the trade through the media, I think, or or his agent, I do think they probably went to him and said something.
We're talking hours before it went down. Maybe that morning, hey, or the next day, we've got this in the works. But, yeah, it wasn't something where I doubt it was any more than 24 hours.
Yeah, I don't know if he takes that as a compliment, like the trivia question 20 years from now, who did Jared Verse get traded for? He might say Myles Garrett. Like Marshall Faulk's coming on at 12:30, and he was a Pro Bowl running back for 5 years with the Colts, and he got traded for a second and a fifth.
Yeah.
That's got to be motivation a little bit. Now, teams are in different spots, but TLC, Jared Verse has spoken and set this up for us on how his reaction went down.
Yeah, so he initially admitted that he was surprised about the trade and then, kind of gathered himself. But here's him saying that the first reaction was a bit of a surprise.
What was your reaction to the trade?
Yeah, it caught me by surprise. I loved L.A. I love the coaches, the organization, my teammates, everybody a part of it, the staff, the fans. I love the whole vibe of L.A., Los Angeles, the Rams, and it was upsetting. I was upset for, a good little bit of time. But when you're an athlete, you understand the nature of business. Everybody does what they think is best for their business, and, that's the situation that I'm in. I'm happy to be a part of the Browns. I'm happy that they believed in me and they were able to make that trade and bring me here, be with my teammates, be with everybody here. And I truly do believe in everybody in the locker room. But it was upsetting at first. But, you got two choices. That you can either work or you can give up, and I ain't never been a quitter.
Well, he's got so much to play for. He's got such a great career ahead of him.
And if you look at your Jared Verse with the Browns, like you have 2 years left on your deal plus a player option. Browns just freed up a lot of cash getting him out of there. If you have, and you look at LA's cash situation, you just signed to pay Matt Stafford $60 million. I mean, you've brought in a lot of players that are getting paid a lot of money. And so moving forward, they may not have room for you to get that deal. Whereas in Cleveland, if he has a good year, they'll probably pay him next year.
Yeah, that's right, because he's the big piece they got back.
They don't want to. They don't want you to be unhappy. You go have 10 sacks this year, you're going to be paid like a premium defensive end in the NFL.
Yeah, and maybe, and the big if is that if they rebuild this the right way, he'll be a massive part of it in a few years, where they're opening up a new stadium. I mean, obviously the big thing with the Browns is, will they have a quarterback they can win a Super Bowl with? And they thought they had one with Deshaun Watson, and now they're trying to get the sequel here with him and see if he has a second act. But I've had this conversation with you. At first I was opposed to playing Deshaun Watson just because I don't feel like he's going to play well enough where they throw a big salary at him again, and then you've shelved Shedeur for another year. But maybe they're now thinking that the good problem to have would be if Deshaun plays great, I guess. And if he doesn't play well and their whole ammunition is set up to try to take a quarterback again in 27, then I guess that's a win-win.
Well, and you go to Shedeur and go to him at the end at some point in the season, but you probably give the veteran guy the nod. Despite all the history, you've got to try to eliminate that and say, okay, well, what will he be with us moving forward? And understand that and try to look at it. Well, if he plays well, will we re-sign him? Maybe. If he walks and someone else re-signs him, well, then we might be getting a compensatory pick back. Maybe not 3 ones, maybe a 4th rounder or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's better than nothing.
Does it feel like to you that maybe, just maybe, the Browns could turn the corner with this trade, that we'll look back on this in 5 years and say this was the one that sparked them, that they were able to build a team rather than just try to have a superstar player?
Well, I think this and then trading out of 2 last year. They have 2 years where they're going to have multi-first-round picks, and they're going to be in a good spot. And so with that, like, you can build a roster, you can build a team, and you brought back a first-round pick, and you got a first-round caliber player as well. Plus, then you have a second and third. So maybe this situation they'll be in will put them there to be able to rebuild. Like, this could be it. They've been rebuilding for so long, Rothman. It's like the interstate highway system. It's always been under construction. When are we done? Well, we start the next project next year. But this feels like maybe you could get some substantive build. They just got to get the guy under center right. That's the reality.
Yeah, and I think that people are kind of I think we did a poll, TLC. Didn't we do a poll a while back for Browns fans if if they felt they had the future quarterback on the roster currently, and then I think we did another one with maybe pitting Deshaun against Shedeur. Am I wrong?
We did something like that. I can go look up those results right now.
I'm just curious because my feeling is that the Browns would love Deshaun to be great, but what's it going to lead to?
Yeah.
Like, is that going to lead to them paying him again, or he just plays great and leaves?
Well, if he plays great and leaves, you can get maybe a compensatory pick coming back, maybe a 3 or a 4, which would be nice. Or you could pay him again if he plays that well. I mean, give him a 3-year deal. I'm almost like in disbelief that would be the case. But it would be a great problem to have if he goes out there and plays so well. They're like, well, maybe we don't need to take a quarterback right now. We can play with this guy for the next 3 years, and we have 2 number ones next year. Instead of having to package him and go get a guy, we have a guy.
Well, there's one guy that admitted it was a swing and a miss, and then had to circle back and say, you know what? If I could recoup some of this money, like this is the reason we made the trade, he may not be the exact guy we traded for, but an owner would think like that.
Well, the question is, do you think you can win playoff games? Can you get to a Super Bowl with him? Could you win a Super Bowl with him? Could you win a Super Bowl because of them, because of him? And so those are kind of the thresholds. And I think with Baker, they probably thought, well, we can make the playoffs with or because of him. I think you could make a Super Bowl and win one with him. I don't know if it's fully because of him. You'd have to have a good team around him. But I don't think the Browns believe that, and so that's why they moved off to get Deshaun, a guy that you think could be a driver in that. I don't know if he's a driver in that now, but maybe he could be someone you could still win with. And after they've been bitten like this, maybe they would be more content to say, okay, well, we can build a team around him.
TLC, what else did Verse drop on us?
Well, first of all, if you want the results of the poll, the poll that we ran on January 22nd, so this has been hot off the season, was simply, is Shedeur Sanders Cleveland's quarterback of the future? Yes or no? 76% said no.
Or how about don't care? Did you put that on there?
That was not an option.
Okay.
And the results actually kind of surprised me. I thought
it'd be more closer, maybe not 50-50, but 60-40 no, not 75 almost.
All right, so that was the big one. There was another one?
I couldn't find the other one just yet, but I can spin this Verse. So Jared Verse also mentioned, this was kind of funny, he was flattered by the Browns prioritizing him in the trade.
You were the key to this whole trade, and the Browns were not going to make this trade and part with Myles Garrett unless they could get you here. I mean, what does that, say about how they feel about you?
Yeah, I feel like that's a testament to not only me, but, my family, how hard we work and everything like that. I feel like hard work never fails you. And to know that, that this wasn't going to go through if I wasn't a part of it, it's good to know that. Like, that was probably the biggest fact that, brought some sunshine into this whole situation for me. I saw that. I was like, yeah, they want me. And it was cool to know that.
Well, and secretly, he probably was thinking, well, if they wanted me that badly, I wish my current team wouldn't have bent the knee. Like, that they would have thought, wow, if they want me that badly. But you know who they wanted. They wanted Myles Garrett, and it sounds like they've wanted him for years.
Oh, yeah.
Most teams would.
Well, they wanted an impact. Like, he won defensive MVP last year, defensive player of the year.
And they have a great team right now.
They've got a great team. They're in the threat, like the winning window. And so 3 years of him is better than 12 years of Jared Verse.
We'll come back with a Hall of Famer, Marshall Faulk from Canton, and relive the greatest show on turf. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The Reds are on the radio.
Swung on, crushed, high, deep, left field. There it goes. A 3-run go-ahead blast for Eugenio Suarez. They're waving around Friedel. Up throwing Anthony. Throw to the plate, not in time. And the Reds walk it off at 11, 6-5.
The quest for October baseball is underway. Hear all the action all season long on your home of the Reds.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad, and I feel very proud to be his son.
That was what he needed, and he was what I needed. every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton. I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
This Memorial Tournament update is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Tee off towards a more personal banking experience at BMI Federal Credit Union, your CBUS Top Picks Best Credit Union for 8 years in a row. Visit BMIFCU.org. JJ Spahn and Tommy Fleetwood share the opening round lead at 4 under par, although 20 players are within 2 shots. Two-time defending champion Scottie Scheffler tees off at 135 on the possible three-peat.
You know, the last 2 years don't mean much when you stay on the first tee, but this is a golf course I've had some success at, and you know, this would be a cool place to be able to accomplish something like winning, you know, the same tournament 3 years in a row.
Again, J.J. Spahn and Tommy Fleetwood share the early lead at 4 under par. We'll have another report for you next hour. Live outside of Muirfield Village, I'm Skip Mossick on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
All right, welcome into a Gold Jacket Thursday. Oh, the list. The man was drafted number 2 overall out of San Diego State in 1994. He instantly became a star. Rookie of the year with the Colts, eventually traded to the Rams in 99, where he won a Super Bowl in his first season in St. Louis. And aside from winning the title, he became just the second player in history to go for 1,000 yards rushing and receiving in a single season. In 2000, after scoring an NFL record 26 touchdowns, he was named the league's MVP, and among many things, he's considered the best pass-catching back the game has ever seen. Class of 2011 into football heaven. We welcome back to Canton, Marshall Faulk. Marshall, it's great to have you on. How you feeling?
I'm doing good, Anthony. How are you, man?
Outstanding. SDSU, let's take you back. The Aztecs, they wanted you to be a running back. Others didn't? Tell me that story.
Yeah, it was just it was a classic case in high school sports before they had the position of athlete. Played so many different positions, and I played all the skill positions, played quarterback. But on defense, I pretty much was a cover corner. I covered the best receiver, and that's what most recruiters saw me as, because they saw me the most playing cornerback, and it was just their affinity for it. I had the speed, the size, but for me, I felt like I was better with the ball in my hands. And as I always tell young athletes today, you have to believe in your skill set, and you got to play the position that makes you happy. Yes, you want to be a team player, but you also want to make sure that you're playing a position that could help the team. That's how I saw it. You know, I really enjoyed playing defense when I caught interceptions and stuff like that. Yeah. So it always came down to, you know, my thoughts of playing the game, having the ball in my hands.
And you did it really well. But I love the speech in Canton. I loved when you said you sold popcorn in the Superdome as a kid and dreamed of a life that you had being a football player, and you ran all the way into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. When you think back to your dreams and everything realized, it has to have met those dreams, correct?
Oh, 100%. As a kid, man, you know, always ending the day on the last play, having to be to win the Super Bowl. You know, as a kid watching the NFL draft, saying, man, one day I want to be drafted. Just the different things. Just getting a chance to play in front of big crowds and stuff like that. You know, all the dreams, all the goals, getting a chance to live those. And the one dream and goal that you can't have is getting to the Hall of Fame. You know, it just seems so far-fetched to be one of the pillars of the game amongst the guys and I always tell people this, you know, There's a lot of guys who play football because they had skill, and they love the game because they had the will and the skill. But for me, you know, I was a kid who I love the game. I literally sold popcorn just so I could watch games. That's the only way I could afford to get in and be a part of it. And not many guys grow up an avid fan the way I was, and then get to the levels that I did in playing the game. So I just love and respect the game so much, and just grateful the position that I'm in. And it's still, every time enshrinement, it's always surreal that I sit in a room with the guys that I sit in the room with.
Sure, they feel the same way about you. 12,279 career rushing yards, 100 touchdowns. Class of 2011, we are visiting with Marshall Faulk on a Gold Jacket Thursday. 5 years as a Colt, what did you learn from how that ended? How did that help you or motivate you?
Before it ended, what I did learn is I learned how to grow up. You know, I learned how to look at the league as not just a game that I could have fun and enjoy myself, but also the business of it. And when I left Indianapolis, I realized where I needed to grow and how I needed to grow. And to be a 25-year-old looked at as a leader, I needed to get better in the leadership department and put myself in a position to go with the Rams, to be around Dick Vermeil, a guy who had coached on the collegiate level and the pro level, had a lot of success, stepped away, being great at television, came back. It was just a great opportunity for me to learn some leadership qualities that I needed in order to become the all-around player that I became, and really help a team to become what we became as a team as well.
Let me take you back to that time when you were traded. You're a 3-time Pro Bowl running back. You get traded for a bargain price at the time, a 2nd and a 5th rounder. I'm wondering if that motivated you more, and is it true that Eric Dickerson, the legendary running back himself, brokered that trade because he was so tied in with both franchises, but in reverse?
Yeah, well, Eric had a lot to do with it. I remember being at the Pro Bowl after the 98 season. I was unhappy. I was looking for a new contract. Eric Kaluma had some dealings with the coach, kind of knowing how they operated, and also his dealings with the Rams, knowing how they operated. He had a conversation with somebody at the Rams, and they were looking for kind of a centerpiece. And Eric was like, hey, like Eric was at the time, he was somebody who was mentoring me. I've known him, you know, since I was in college, being on the West Coast. Because he and I was talking, he just mentioned to the brass at the Rams, hey, you guys might want to think about Marshall Faulk. There's something going on with him and the Colts, and that kind of started it. You know, that literally started it. That year, 99, Eric went into the Hall of Fame. Some of the brass from the Rams, they were at his party. We were all in Hawaii together, and that's when I met them for the first time, just not knowing. I think they got a chance to see the kind of person I was away from the field, and then that led to Dick Vermeil reaching out to his old buddy Jim Moore, who they coached together at UCLA, and brokering the deal.
Amazing. You mentioned Dick Vermeil. Listen, I'm a big fan of the guy. He built that machine that you were the engine of. He handed the controls, though. At the time, Mark Martz was unproven, a play caller, very unproven. What conversations do you remember that you had with Mike Martz about how he wanted to use you in this pass-first mentality, but you heavily being involved?
It wasn't a conversation about pass or run. It was just touches and Mike sitting me down, explaining the offense to me, and just saying, hey, are you okay with this? Here's how I want to use you. These are the things that I see for you. That was the best part of it, having the coach sit down and explain to you exactly how he's going to use you, and you knowing that's what life is going to be like. And then we scrimmaged against the Rams a couple of times. I knew Isaac, didn't know that they were drafting Torrey at the time, but it was I had a lot of friends on that team.
What did you know about Kurt Warner, the grocery store clerk, the arm behind the machine, and at the time when Green goes down, and I know that had to be very emotional for you as well, and just how the team looked at this backup or scout quarterback to be able to just insert a guy in the system. Where was your confidence in that?
Wasn't much confidence, man. It was not, it wasn't good. The way Mike coached, Mike always coached the backup. He coached the starter through the backup. To me, because I didn't know Kurt that well, Mike was always correcting him in practice or in the film room, and he never really said anything to Trent. It all went through Kurt. And so to me, I was like, man, like this guy here, he can't do anything right. But after Trent went down and just Mike's belief in, hey, Kurt's going to be okay. When Mike said that, I was like, okay, that's cool. And boom, just really look forward to getting out there with him. But in the preseason, man, we took the field and he was so sharp. And we always talk about, preparation and opportunity. And he was prepared for an opportunity better than most, man.
Yeah. Hall of Fame running back Marshall Faulk with us. He's in Canton this weekend. You'll get a chance to meet and greet. Saturday, he'll be in the hall, 11:45 to 1 in the Gold Jacket Lounge. And this has been an absolute pleasure. I do have a couple more for you. What was your view of Jones's tackle on Kevin Dyson that won the Super Bowl? What type of angle did you have for that tackle?
I was at the other end of the field. Just being honest, I was amazed at watching the late Steve McNair just work. And that's all I kept thinking to myself was, because it was hard for us to stop him in the second half. I just hope they don't go for two.
That's right. That's right.
That's all I was thinking about. Please don't go for two. That was it. That was my thought process.
The tackle that saved the Super Bowl. The year after you won, so you win MVP, you break Emmitt Smith's record for touchdowns in a season. I think I heard you once say it kind of became a little personal for you to try to keep proving. You go back as massive favorites against the Patriots, and you just couldn't turn yards into points. I remember watching that game. But what sticks with you about, the dynasty that might have been?
Actually, nothing sticks with me. It's just the high level of football that we played. And I always think about how what Mike created shaped the league to how it is today. And football and how we watch it today. It's just amazing what we were able to do. I'm proud of the numbers we put up. Yes, you always want to win more Super Bowls. That's the obvious. But the reality is we had so much fun playing together, doing what we did. And, I wouldn't change it, not one bit.
Yeah. I'll tell you, this has been awesome, but I'd be remiss if I didn't, I almost led with head coach of Southern University. I almost left out all the other stuff because this is a very neat thing for you. You've played for great coaches. You've been on a staff with Dion. What kind of head coach do you want to be? And will you take pieces from a lot of the guys that coached you?
Yeah, and that's what I've done. I consider myself hard yet fair. I'm an educator. I'm the coach that's going to pull you and whisper in your ears instead of scream at you. I want to teach. I want to make sure that these kids, that they understand football and that they understand how to make football work for them.
Well said. They should want to play for you, that's for sure. You can't miss him. He'll be the guy in the gold jacket in Canton, back in football heaven. Marshall Faulk, this was awesome. Enjoy, be well, and good luck this season.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Legendary running back Marshall Faulk, Colts and Rams on a gold jacket Thursday. We come back with hopefully JT Poston. The postman is delivering today here at Muirfield. That's next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
What does it mean to live here, serve here in the Ohio Army National Guard?
It means I can attend college full-time and not have to take out student loans to pay for my tuition.
It means I can work my civilian job during the week and support my state and nation in times of need.
You too can live here, serve here as a member of the Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with full-time benefits at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the
right seat. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to What Is That Thing? Today our guest is
Dr. Melvin Parsbrucker. I invented the sump pump.
Ah, the sump pump. I've heard Apex pros talk about those.
Yes, the pros who knows are true experts in sump pumpology.
So, Doctor, what is that thing?
You see, a sump pump is a device designed to pump out sump.
Sump?
For the pump.
You say the pumps?
Sump.
Sump. And what exactly is sump?
It's what gets pumped.
I want to be sure I'm hearing you right. Sump?
Sump.
And that's what gets
pumped. Look, maybe Apex Pros can explain it at your level.
Well, Apex Pros says some pumps are made to keep groundwater from accumulating and flooding your basement, especially this time of year with the big spring rains and the uniquely shallow water table in and around Franklin County. A simple sump pump can protect your home from tens of thousands of dollars in damage.
It's made to sump the pump.
Of course.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Bo Bishop and Dom Taberry. Dom remembers when Bo was a young whippersnapper, and Bo remembers when Dom wasn't part ape.
And then Yolanda one time wanted to wax my knuckles.
Tuesdays with Taberry.
Sponsored by Green & Sons.
Tuesdays at 10:30 on The Fan.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
Maddie's looking all over Muirfield for a steamed broccoli and almond vendor. No luck. You're listening to Rothman and Ice live from the Memorial.
Presented by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
All right, this is a real treat. This guy just finished his first round, 270, tied for 6th currently. 8th trip, I believe, here to Dublin. JT Poston, the Catamount, is back. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, am I right? 8 trips? 9 trips?
You know, that sounds about right.
Okay.
I'm not totally sure.
Top 25 a couple years ago?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
I haven't really put 4 good ones together yet out here, but I've had some flashes of good golf, and hopefully this is the week that I put it all together.
You had a little run here early on. That's always great, right? When you start nice, birdies at 2, 3, and 4. That's a little heat check right there.
Yeah, it's a nice start. I hit a couple wedges close and had some tap-ins, and then made a kind of an unexpected one on 4, probably a 35, 40-footer that you're just trying to two-putt. And so that's a dream start. And, I played solid the rest of the day, gave myself a bunch of looks, just didn't quite make a few, and then hit it in a spot on 17. I had to lay it up and didn't make 4, but overall good start.
Well, we got a great start. We got the Elijah Craig bourbon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the first thing I noticed coming out here.
Great endorsement.
Do we have like a little leader? We put the little mini in the pocket there.
No, not
Swing
during
move when
tournament.
we're
Not
rough.
during tournament days. When I'm playing with my buddies at home, maybe we'll get it out. But
I can imagine that down there in Western Carolina. I mean, you probably get some fun times.
Yeah, you catch a nice cool fall afternoon and make a fire, drink a bourbon. It's perfect.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's promote the sponsors and then the Pepsi that we're wearing on our wrist too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't be embarrassed. Show them your watch. What's that from Die Hard? Show them your watch.
That's right.
It's a Rolex.
Johnny. Good one.
Johnny O. I like that brand as well. You said first year.
Yeah. First year wearing it. I was Vineyard Vines for a long time, and it's been awesome. I think it's been the clothes and stuff are amazing. The team's been awesome to work with. We've already done a couple shoots, and they're a lot of fun. Get out there on the course and support the brand and hit some fun golf shots.
You standing with a surfboard, maybe?
I haven't got a surfboard in my hand. I can maybe hold my own on like a small little wave on the East Coast, but I don't really want to get out there and try and surf on some of those bigger waves off the West
This
Coast.
is the longest course, or 6th longest course on tour. I think we're about 6,700 this week. It's going to be fast. It's going to be firm. Maybe we get some rain Saturday, but talk about your history here. You said you haven't put all 4 together, but tell me the challenges of this course, how it fits your game, and what you think is going to happen this week.
Yeah, there's no let up. Every hole brings its own challenge. Even the holes that don't look all that tough, where you're hitting maybe an iron off the tee like 14 and big wide fairway, and you got a wedge in your hand. But if you don't hit it in the right spots, you're going to pay. And my history here, I think a strength of mine is generally hitting fairways. I didn't do the best job of doing that today, so I feel honestly really good to be able to shoot the score that I did, not hitting the driver quite how I'd like. So if I can straighten that out a little bit, hit a few more fairways with the driver, I'm hitting my irons awesome. So if I can, keep that up, give myself some more looks, and just play steady golf.
So what's the protocol then? You're obviously playing early today, flip it tomorrow. What do we have on the docket the rest of the day to kind of get everything honed in?
I'm going to go grab some lunch. We're going to do a little practice.
Milkshake?
Maybe right before I go home. That's kind of for the ride home. But I'm gonna go do some practicing. Work on the driver, like I said, try and get it straightened out, and just continue to groove what we're doing. And then got my family here with me this week.
Nice.
So we might go check out the zoo this afternoon. My daughter's 2 years old. She'll be all about seeing the giraffes and the lions and
good deal,
all the good stuff. So still got a busy day ahead, I think, but it'll be fun.
So they got you run a house here, then a hotel?
Yeah, we did a house. We did a house close by.
Nice. I always love telling the story. I was playing with the Patriots during camp. My wife comes up, and she's got my 2 kids. And I was like, hey, how's it going? We're hanging out outside. They got a little basketball court, pool, and everything. She goes, hang out with this guy's wife. He's a golfer. He's got some young kids. She goes, he's got a weird first name. I can't remember the second last. And I don't know. I'm like, all right. So I get back there and talk to his wife. She's like, hey, it's such and such. And, my husband's coming in. It's like, oh, nice to meet you. It's Webb. Webb Simpson. This was right off the U.S. Open that he just won.
Wow.
I told my wife, I'm like, the dude won the U.S. Open like 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
And they're just hanging out, and my wife's talking to her about the traveling and everything and trying to get kids. When you have young ones like that, how tough that can be.
Yeah. I mean, the weeks that they're on the road, we try and find a rental house close by.
Yeah.
And, the tour does a great job with a traveling daycare for the kids that my wife can take advantage of.
Nice.
And get some time to herself while I'm out there playing. And
you want to come hit some of the house parties tomorrow? I mean,
I don't know.
Let loose.
Yeah.
Bring some Elijah.
We'll let her. Yeah.
We got plenty.
She could bring some with her. Yeah. But
Jack's always been that way. In fact, he's always wanted the players, and maybe this is everywhere. I don't know if this is overdone or not, but he's always said, I want the players to feel to have everything they need, everything they want to play well. Mm-hmm. You've been to a lot of events. I'm not going to ask you to name any, but is that correct? Does this place take care of you better or than most?
Good. Yeah, it's as good as it gets. I mean, they do everything right. Everything's so easy, so seamless for us. And, Jack's been in our shoes. He played out here for a long time. He knows what it's like to travel, but, to want to do all the right things to play your best. And he makes it as easy as possible with how they've got everything set up here. And it's always a great test, great tournament.
Is he somebody that you've had chats with over the years or wanted to ask him something?
Yeah, I haven't had too many, long conversations with him, but he is always around. He hangs out in the clubhouse. He'll hang out and have lunch a lot of times at the end of the day. And so there's plenty of opportunities to kind of catch him in the clubhouse and in dining. And I've always made a point every year to just go shake his hand and, say thanks for a great week. And a couple times that's led to some longer conversations about the golf course and, my golf game, stuff like that, which is really cool. And but the goal this week is to be shaking his hand, walking off.
There you go.
Sunday,
Get
so.
that driver straight out. Get that handshake.
I don't want to shake it, at noon on Sunday. I'd like to catch him a little later.
Absolutely. And, you mentioned something earlier about confidence. And so you do get more confidence out of the score versus playing well. What I mean by that is if you play really well and don't have a scoring day, but if you feel like you've played average but somehow the ball's gone in the hole, what do you take away? Are those the same or do you feel different on one of those?
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to take the positive no matter what, but I think you definitely gain a lot more from when you don't feel like you might have your best stuff or maybe a part of your game struggled. Like me, where I'm generally a guy that hits a lot of fairways and is pretty steady off the tee, and to not necessarily be that way today, but still shoot a really good score and a couple under par around here, that gives me a lot of confidence because I did everything else really well. I did a good job of hitting it the right places so I could, make my par and move on. And, that gives me the confidence going into the rest of the week that if I can straighten the driver out and hit a few more fairways, I'm only going to give myself more opportunities. And I think that is sort of the name of the game around here.
It's such a mental game. How much will you tinker with some stuff after a round?
Not necessarily tinker. It's just, I've been working on some stuff in the golf swing and trying to, just hit the ball better. And I feel like I saw a lot of flashes of good today with the iron play. It's just kind of trying to groove that with the longer clubs and the driver. So I wouldn't say it's a ton of tinkering or trying different things. It's more just trying to groove kind of what I'm working on right now.
Nice.
JT Poston posted a 2 under 70 today, currently 6th here at Memorial, I believe in his 9th trip here in Dublin. All right. My theory on putter. How long have you had your current putter?
This is my second week, so I made a change recently.
I love you, just like me.
I'm not really. I don't like to change. This is probably the third putter I've ever used in my life, so this is a pretty big change for me. But it felt like I needed to look at something a little different, and a lot of guys been putting well with that spider, so I'm giving it a try.
Bob's former professional football player, so he'll get my analogy. I think putters are like field goal kickers. When they don't work, you get a new one. Is that all right?
I'm going to disagree with that one, but I see what you're saying. But.
So a coach of mine used to always say, it's not the arrow, it's the Indian. So sometimes it might be, I don't know if you blame it on the club, Rothman. You can throw that thing as much as you want.
But you got to look down and know you got a moneymaker.
Yeah,
you did right.
Yeah. I mean, you're counting on that guy to kick the field goal. You're not counting on him to miss. You're counting on him to make all of them. But it can bail you out of a lot of trouble. I don't know what the football comparison would be to that, but it can bail you out.
I hope you have a really great week.
You'll
be relaxed. You'll take your mind. You'll go to the zoo.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll have a milkshake. Maybe pour a little Elijah Craig in it. Who knows? There's so many possibilities. Idea. But JT Poston.
Thank you.
The man. All right.
Thank
have
you.
a great week.
Appreciate it, guys.
We appreciate you joining us, and so do the fans. We'll come back top of the hour. The Buckeyes get a little more motivation, and we'll tell you about some game lines that are out for this season. Rothman Ice and the Fans.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.
Whether you're repping the orange and brown or shouting Hoo Day, the ultimate football pilgrimage is closer than you think. Ditch the living room, get the family on the road, and make the short drive to greatness and visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. From the backyard to the gridiron, it's the one place where every fan comes together to create new family memories. Make it a weekend to remember and see why Ohio truly is the heart of football. Visit profootballhof.com and plan your visit today.
Recalculating route.
Estimated arrival time, never.
For people with nasal congestion, snoring, or sleep apnea, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy. Then a sleep specialist. Then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination for all your problems?
Welcome to Advent, your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care in one location. Over 95% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Yep, he's planning another project. So, this Father's Day at Lowe's, tap into free gifts for Dad. Get a free Select Craftsman power tool when you buy a Craftsman V20 charger with 2 amp-hour and 4 amp-hour batteries. Plus, get a free DeWalt power tool when you buy a Select 20-volt Max XR 4 amp-hour battery kit. Dad knows our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/14 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Did you know you can save up to $35 on your next fill-up? Redeem your points for big savings at the pump. Exclusions apply. See site for details. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Jeremy Foltz, CEO and co-founder of 3C Technology Solutions, speaks about working with First Bank of Central Ohio.
I think FBCO had a really nice personal touch. Transition was really easy and much cleaner than I thought it would be. Some very specific things that made me very excited to work with them are availability and creativity.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Not everybody's cut out for this kind of work. At Newman Roofing, we look for people who care about the details. The kind of people who show up early, work hard, and take real pride in what they build. Because to us, your home isn't just another job site or paycheck, it's your peace of mind. That's why our crews aren't just trained, they're invested. In their craftsmanship, in their communication, in their customers. At Newman Roofing, we don't believe in cutting corners to save a buck. We believe in doing the work the right way, with quality materials, experienced professionals, and a level of care you can actually feel. It's the reason so many of our customers come back to us time and time again. And they recommend us to the people they love the most. Roofing, siding, gutters, whatever your home needs, trust the company built on family values and hard work. Newman Roofing. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Round 1 of the Memorial Tournament is underway. Nick Taylor, Tommy Fleetwood, and Wyndham Clark share the lead at 4 under. Taylor finished shooting a 68, while Clark's through 12, Fleetwood's through 11. Sam Burns, J.J. Spawn, and Justin Rose tied for 4th at 3 under. J.T. Poston tied for 7th at 2 under. After shooting a 70, he talked finding consistency in his 8th Memorial start with Rothman Ice.
I haven't really put 4 good ones together yet out here, but I've had some flashes of good golf, and hopefully this is the week that I put it all together.
Poston starts round 2 Friday morning at 11:40. Baseball today, Cleveland eyes a sweep in New York and the Bronx at 1:35. Cincinnati's off before visiting St. Louis Friday at 8:15. Stanley Cup final, Vegas visits Carolina at 8. Golden Knights, led by John Tortorella, lead 1-0. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony wore his cleats today. Just in case. You're listening to Rothman and Ice live from the Memorial.
Presented by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Rothman Ice coming back here. Do we call them golf cleats or golf spikes?
I mean,
I would, if I wore cleats out here, they would be what I'd be playing football in.
Yeah, that probably, I don't know who wrote it or how that gets past the editor there, but you're right. It'd be spikes, not the metal spikes from back in the day, but
no, but now that's like a comfortable running shoe. It looks good, but
with some nubs on the bottom.
Wore cleats to the bottom. I mean, if I wore out my football cleats here, I don't think Jack would be very happy walking on the greens.
I'm not going to lie. I mean, I think there are two reasons you could wear golf shoes out here. One is if it's rainy and they're waterproof, and the shoe, waterproof golf shoes. And the other thing is, you remember that hill over there back in the day where it's turned into a mudslide.
Oh, yeah.
And it's pretty hilly out here. The other thing I did wear in college, and I liked as a casual thing, that turf shoe. The turf shoe.
So now
I wore with jeans. I mean, it was amazing. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I wore those. I mean,
like a coach's turf
it was like
shoe.
a multi-purpose.
Yes,
you could wear them on the AstroTurf.
Oh,
is what they were designed
loved
for.
them.
I think actually
that you could
Bo
wear
Jackson had a set of they're like a multi-purpose. Like Bo Jackson, baseball, football, play on the turf. You wear them for both. It's amazing, the new golf shoes. I got a pair of Nike ones at Jordan Cornett's golf outing 2 years ago, and they almost are like that turf bottom now. They're like a nubbed bottom. Like they don't even have the little hard plastic little spheres that kind of dig on in, or semi-spheres there that go with it. I had a nice pair of Pumas. They were gray with the Ricky Fowler gold or orange trim around them, but they finally started giving out on me, and I was having blowouts. But they were nice hard leather, keep your feet nice and dry, looks really good, or some sort of, I don't know.
You busted the seams on those.
Well, I blow out the bat. I mean, I walk hard, so eventually me and Dewey Cox
blew out a flip-flop, stepped on a pop-top.
I got flip-flops on now. It's a nice day outside.
You're Jimmy Buffett. I remember back in the time that the guys went from metal spikes to plastic spikes, and all the pros here said, no, I'm not. You can give me a pair of slippers, I'll putt in those.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give up my metal spikes. And then the plastic spikes became so good.
Oh, yeah.
And then they came up with those Black Widows that were much more grippy. But those, an amateur would drag a golf shoe on a green, and it was
just shred it.
Yeah.
And now the new ones are like nubs, and they're really good. The technology, Rothman.
Get out of here with
put
your
a man on the moon. We landed on the moon.
The Buckeye schedule is being talked about as a gauntlet. Almost like a good luck with that, Ohio State. Yeah. I think they'll be okay. But TLC caught some lines earlier today. And
you better watch that, because
I said caught some lines, not did some lines.
I don't know.
And he has a couple for us. So we know for a fact they're going to be an underdog in a couple games, correct?
Well, it depends on where you look. So DraftKings just put out their top 70 games of the year. And the Texas game and Indiana game are both pick'ems, although if you look elsewhere, you can find Ohio State as probably 1.5-point underdogs.
I like that. Give me a little dog action right there.
More motivation.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this.
Oh, it's better for the odds for me and you.
That's right.
The people that are playing.
All right, so I brought this up on the show, I don't know, maybe a week ago. If you're Ryan Day and you asked him if he would prefer to play Oregon here at night or noon, My theory is that he might he might sacrifice the atmosphere because it'll already be built in, Oregon will be good. I know you're saying.
What are we
We're willing to trade looks for a certain morally casual attitude. No, we are willing to trade the atmosphere at night for a body clock of Oregon at 9 a.m. for a sleep-deprived Puddles. Would he take noon, or if he was offered the choice, which he isn't, what would he take, and what would you take as a player?
As a player, you always want all the pomp and circumstance,
you want the
build up. And here's the thing: if they had another decent night game, because it comes down to this, we're not just talking about wins and losses on that day. We're talking about wins and losses for the program, and sometimes the wins and losses in the program come in the recruiting realm and getting people there, seeing that environment. Oregon night game, fireworks, drone shows. People are coming through like, man, it's a heck of a day, especially like a UCLA night game. It wasn't the greatest game in the world, but oh my gosh, if you were visiting here, then it's like November 14th, and it was almost like today. It was like 65 degrees out, and it was gorgeous, and the night falls down. It was amazing. Wow. And so for him, for that, it's like, yeah, we'll take that at night. But if he would say, hey, you have UCLA at night, whatever, or another decent night game, Oregon, that's going to probably be, we'd want maybe a little more competitive edge. So can you juice your own fans? Can we get up faster than they can? Because they're going to be rolling in for a 9 a.m. local start for that, or West
Body
Coast
clock
start.
time,
And that's hard. That's really tough.
I always thought that with Oregon, watching them go back across the country all year long.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know they're young and they're athletes and all that.
Don't worry. You can listen to, Mick Cronin. He'll tell you about it.
That's right.
He never stopped telling you about it. Every time after every game. Mick, you played USC, but we were at Columbus last week, and we had to go to Rutgers the week before that.
They took the money.
That's what the money's for.
They took the money. But anyway, that's interesting. And then you have them. You said a slight dog at Indiana right now, or almost a pick 'em.
Yeah, it depends on where you look. DraftKings has pick 'em against Indiana. FanDuel has Ohio State plus 1.5.
It's amazing. I mean, I never thought I'd see the day. That's almost. I mean,
let me ask you this. I posed this question to someone. If you had to take the next 3 to 5 years, more program success, Indiana, USC, who you putting your money on?
I'd put it on Indiana right now. Maybe that's recency bias, but I don't think they're a one-hit wonder. Now, I don't think they're winning another. I don't know.
Winning a title is one thing.
Yeah.
But I had this conversation.
Playoffs and being a perennial playoff team? Yeah.
I mean, they made the playoffs. They've lost one regular season game in the last 2 years. And look at the teams they beat in the playoffs. Look at the teams they beat. And that off goes, well, USC, they're going to continue. They're going to get better players in recruiting. I'm like, they had better players. They've had better players.
Yeah.
What has Lincoln Riley done to prove to you that he could win with those better players?
That's right.
Like, I don't care who you have. Eventually, you've got to put them on the field, and that's your team.
Now, here's one that I would maybe think about. Penn State versus Indiana the next 5 years.
Well, and that comes down to your belief in Matt Campbell and how much are they going to invest in that. James Franklin, by the way, I found this shirt. We're cleaning out of a lot of our kids' stuff, and they're starting to age up. And it's like, I got stuff here that's fits a 5-year-old. My youngest son is going to be 10, and he's not a small 10-year-old. I'm like, why do we have this? But we have a shirt they did, I think, at Letterman Row, and it says elite program, James Franklin, because I don't know if you remember after they lost all the games, he's like, we went from good into great.
Yeah, I remember.
But it's like Ohio State, they're elite. That's what we want to be, is an elite program. So the question becomes can Matt Campbell, how fast can he get them from good to great and then over that hump? Because you could argue, and this is what it never makes sense, like if we take Matt Campbell, who's winning 10 games at Iowa State with no resources and in Ames, we put him here, we give him all this stuff, and the recruits and the prestige and the environment and the Big Ten and everything. We should you put those two together. The formula says 11-1, 12-0. We should be great. Question is, how long will it take to get there? And he's a Midwest guy. He's a Mount Union guy. It should all click. Everything looks like it should be good. I think that I would say, Indiana and Penn State, I would kind of have it pushish right now, because I think Penn State has this year they have further to go than Indiana does. I tell you,
100%. Yeah, I mean, you've had guys that are going to play for Indiana that wouldn't come within 3 states of India. Like, they wouldn't even have ever been to Bloomington. They wouldn't have known what it's like. They'd
go to Notre Dame, maybe.
That's right.
But not to Indiana.
All right, we're coming back. Andrew Berry on the runway that he's giving his new head coach. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
The savings are so good at Great Lakes. But have you seen our inventory? With over 1,000 new Hyundais to choose from, there's no need to settle at glakeshyundai.com. Find a new Palisade with the exact options you need, or a new Tucson in that color you have been seeing around town. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with Hyundai Assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile coverage. At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings and selection are so good.
When you're craving scratch-made food, 29-degree draft beer, and the best seat in the house for every game, there's only one place to go. Twin Peaks. From juicy burgers and smoked in-house wings to those ice-cold brews served by the friendliest team around, Twin Peaks is your ultimate sports lodge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you never miss a moment. So grab your crew and head to Twin Peaks, where the views are great, the food hits hard, and the beer is always colder than your ex's heart.
Family owned and operated. It isn't all sunshine and rainbows. This is Dennis Sullivan, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Here's something you don't hear admitted very often. When you run a business with your family, you don't always get along with them. We argue, we debate, we have real conversations about the decisions that we make. But at Care, every conversation comes back to our priorities, doing right by our employees and our customers. Because when you treat your team like family, they take better care of the families they serve. And when you treat your customers the way you'd want your own family treated, trust follows. That mindset doesn't always maximize short-term profits, but it builds something better, long-term relationships. Today, more and more local companies are being bought by venture capital firms, where maximizing profits often leads to a sales-first mentality. Care is still family-owned and locally operated, so we can keep people, not profits, at the center of every decision. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
Day 1. The hardest day. The day you hear.
This is a type of blood cancer.
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Hey, I'm Ruben. My band and I have a new song we're getting ready to record this weekend. I'm also a tow truck driver. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I get to go home at the end of the day and see my bandmates.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Morning Juice is now on YouTube, weekday mornings starting at 6. If you're a fan of Bobby Carpenter, he's ready to attack and dominate. If you're a fan of Jeff Goodoff, drive directly to a hospital. Seriously, The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
It's a beautiful afternoon with lots of sunshine and temperatures hitting around 85 degrees today. As we head into tonight, skies stay mostly clear and temperatures fall back into more of a comfortable range in the lower 50s. Friday sees an even warmer day as we get highs in the mid 80s again, but we're going to have a little bit more wind to impact our day. I'm your 10 Weather Impact meteorologist, Lily Aldrich, with 97.1 The Fan.
We are your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to Rothman and Ice, live from the Memorial.
Come on. Okay. Presented by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
All right, back at it, live at Memorial. Anthony Rothman, Bobby Carpenter. So Maddie and I disagreed on this. I think that Todd Monken has.
He thinks nuts and berries can sustain you for life. You said no. I need.
That's right.
I need
Deep dish pizza.
And
maybe some wings.
Yeah.
Anthony like wingy. All right. So we disagree on the Todd Monken runway, and who knows? I just feel like they have turned a corner. This is a blockbuster trade. And there's no way they could judge him on this year, even though they got Jared Verse back. They're trying to see if they have a quarterback. Now, analyzing how he coaches is very much on the table.
I will tell you this. If they look brutal this year, I think, could he be fired? Because we're like, you'll never get fired. I'm like, listen, if he looks like he is inept, because he's never been
over his head.
He's never been a head coach before. So this isn't like if it's bad, they're like, oh, okay, it's just part of the team. If he looks like he doesn't have control of the situation, the situation becomes bigger than him.
Freddie Kitchens?
Okay, so that was my point. Oh. You know what Freddie Kitchens' record was when he got fired?
No, I don't.
6-10.
Yeah.
And they fired him after 1 year. I've made this point because they won't fire you. You look at the Browns the last 2 years. I mean, Kevin Stefanski, he was like Andy Dufresne getting out of Shawshank. No one else makes it out even close to alive.
I think I nicknamed Freddie Southern Comfort.
That's what he is.
Yeah.
If he was playing golf, he'd have a little SoCo slapped up on his. He might have one in his back pocket. But with this, I think they believe.
It's got a 5-year deal. Listen, I know.
That doesn't mean anything.
Probably doesn't mean anything.
What I'll tell you, I would say that it's overwhelmingly the favor that he would return next year. But if you're watching games, like, does this guy understand the clock, man? Like, there's real questions coming up about his handling of situations. And you said it yourself. What'd you say, 7 wins?
Well, I bet. Well, this is before the Garrett trade. I bet that they'd have 6.
6. Okay. If you're betting that they would have 6 wins, and I'll bet that you'll pay off if you don't get it. Not like some people in this station. Not for mentioned person not behind us, who just basically when he makes the bet acknowledges that he's not going to pay it off either way, which is beautiful.
Wow.
Hey, that's him. I mean that was the sworn testimony.
Have you told everybody about that?
He said it on air.
Which bet?
He said it on air.
That stupid Sung J.M. bet.
No, but there is another one.
Oh, another
one? Closest to the pin.
So now you're ratting yourself out.
There's another one.
No one's paying this anyway. That was the line.
Right. I think that was the line. No one's paying this anyway.
I think you told me that we didn't have to pay it off.
The lunch and the dinner?
Yeah.
From the closest to the pin on 12?
Right.
I don't think
It wasn't closest to the pin. It was best score on the hole.
Closest to the pin helped out with that.
I thought I heard closest to the pin.
No.
Either way.
Check the video.
Yeah, but nobody finished the hole, though. We were scrambling.
I finished the hole because you missed the putt.
You finished off my tee shot.
Yeah. You're welcome.
So how do you get credit for that score?
That's great. Well, we'll have to adjudicate this later. But the reality is the 6 wins that you were posting, like, we'll knock it down to 5 without Myles Garrett.
Well, that's what they had last year with him.
Exactly. Yeah. But do you think the rest of the roster is better? You have the reigning defensive rookie of the year. Now, granted, you lost the defensive player of the year, but you're bringing in Verse, who's not chopped liver. The guy is a great player. He's young. You still have a lot of your – now, if they start selling off, like, Denzel Ward and, like, you're getting rid of, like, other great players, then I could see that changing. But I think the reason why I think they want to play Deshaun Watson this year is because he gives them a better chance to win. He will be a more consistent and probably stable piece. At least that's what their mind is. looking at. And so with that, if they go out there and Monken just looks in over his head and he's making bad coaching decisions, mismanaging situations, roster issues and different things, and you're coming down the stretch of the season and the Browns are a joke, like they're not even competitive in some of these games and look bad, then yeah, I think that they could move.
The only issue there is, and you've probably run into this before, where a lot of, though, is they'd be embarrassed almost to fire him. Meaning they hired him. They gave him a 5-year deal. That makes them look horrible.
If they're that bad, they're not going to be playing Shedeur. They're not going to be playing Watson. So do you want to give that guy another chance on you're probably that bad? Then you're drafting probably in the top 3 or 4. What are you going to be taking
him
there?
that quarterback?
Yeah. I'm not going to let you be a part of this and his development and make you tell me that A is better than B or C is better than D. Whatever one we like, you're going to pick the guy. I'm not giving you that power.
All right, here's Andrew Berry on the runway and the narrative that would be around his brand-new coach, Todd Monken.
You know, Spencer, I think I understand the, emotional reaction of, Miles, look, we've known him since he's 21 years old coming out of Texas A&M. We've seen him grow up here and everything like that, and he's accomplished really great things for us on the field. And so there's always an emotional tie for someone who's going to be one of the franchise greats. So certainly understand that. In terms of the second part of your question, don't see it that way at all. We're really excited about Jared. We're really excited about this defense. I know Monk's really excited about bringing Jared into the organization, but everything's still right in front of us in terms of that regard.
So that's his response to whether you've kind of set him up to fail by making this semi-rebuild trade. How everything's getting pushed.
I think Monken was on board with it though, just from the fact that.
Not before he got the job, though.
Yeah, not before he got the job. But you got to think he hadn't been there through OTAs. He hadn't been around. Like, he was having to answer questions about that. Here's the question I'd like to ask Andrew Berry. When you get up here, you believe what you're telling us, right? You're honest with us. And what you say is always truthful. Then what is this Cleveland to Canton stuff that we threw out here last year when we re-signed Miles? And you said that he was Cleveland to Canton. I think it was his direct words.
I think he was a career or a lifetime Brown,
Lifetime Brown,
something like that. TLC might remember that.
Listen,
that phrase.
Colonel Jessup, if you told us you gave the
Miles
orders,
wasn't to be touched, and
your
he
orders,
couldn't be traded. Your orders are always followed.
Why did we transfer him off the base? Why did we trade him? If you said the Rams, they were just really persistent. It's a Hall of Famer. You said Cleveland, not Cleveland, L.A. to Canton. It's Cleveland to Canton.
Maybe he said that. Maybe it was more of that he hoped he'd be a career Brown. I don't know. I mean, everybody was putting a happy face on it once he gave him $160 million or whatever. Like, everyone was.
Miles got everything he wanted. He got the big deal. Yeah. He had to play for a year, but having
set
to play
the record in the Browns
set
uniform.
The record. He also got Defensive Player of the Year, and now he gets to go play for a Super Bowl contending team the next season.
Yeah, he did. It's just. You could sniff this out. We connected the dots. It wasn't a big deal in my mind that he didn't show up for OTAs, but as a leader and you have a brand new head coach, I asked this. Maybe I asked this question to you the other day, but I don't think he would have abandoned Jim Schwartz.
I don't know.
I think that would have been harder for him to want to do.
Well, because considering he was stumping for Jim Schwartz to get the job.
Now he could have said, my motivation was I wanted you to see you get this job. Yeah. Now I got to go do what's best for me. He could have done that.
He could have, but there's a lot into that. And you mentioned he had never even met Todd Monken. This is how, you knew he was probably gone. The day they hired Bill Parcells was my coach in Dallas. As he drafted me and playing there, Bill retires. They hire Wade Phillips. My dad goes, you need to get on a plane and fly down there. I'll be down there in a couple weeks. He goes, you need to go fly down, even if it's for a day. Walk through the facility, get a workout, eat a lunch, go into his office, just shake his hand and say hi. And my dad knew Wade. He played for his father. Wade was on the staff. And he's like, that's how you handle these situations. And he goes, they need to see your face and to know that you're around. And that's from a second-year guy. And just so when he didn't show up or didn't call him or say, hey, coach, excited to get to work, that meant he was in on it from that point on.
Yeah. And so were the Rams, who duped us all with the Ty Simpson pick, probably knowing that what was coming on the back end.
We've been beating them down, Matt. We're going to get you what you need.
Yeah.
Draft some more tight ends, more offense here, and then we're going to go get a whale on the other side.
But
So when you get a lead, we're going to be able to hold the lead.
They still clearly believe, though, that Ty Simpson is the future. You wouldn't have taken him there if you didn't.
Oh, no, 100%. But we're going to be able to get even better and try to soft land this thing.
We're not sacrificing.
Which is why the Browns, it's interesting. I was talking to Breer about this today, the Jets-Favre situation. Favre, retired and basically forced them to release him because there was going to be some cap issues. That's how he was able to get back to, because there may have been a clause in there about him going to Minnesota or going someplace in the NFC North. And so he pseudo-retired. They cut him, and that's how he was able to make his way back. Now, Brett was older, and the Jets were like a transition at that point. That's why the Browns put that in there, because they didn't want – you don't want to see Myles Garrett playing for the Cincinnati Bengals or for some other team like that. And in 2 years, let's say Stafford retires, and they realize, Simpson's not the guy. It's well, if we can go get a second-round pick for Myles Garrett at this point, let's go get a second-round pick, and we'll ship him back.
We'll come back in 2 minutes and be joined by our guy, Jensen Lewis. J. Lou will let us know if the Reds are going to still be looking up at the Central all season long. That's next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, getting older. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
High energy bills? Your HVAC system could be the reason. Save up to $2,000 on a new HVAC system with Columbus Worthington Air. Smart homeowners know an old air conditioner can cost you more every month. Don't let it drain your wallet. Upgrade to efficient, reliable comfort with payment options that fit your budget. Backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Experience the adrenaline of Barrett Jackson in Columbus, June 25th to 27th at the Ohio Expo Center and State Fairgrounds. See hundreds of no-reserve collector cars cross the auction block and sell to the highest bidder. Take in the lively exhibitor marketplace. Engage with interactive sponsor displays and enjoy a wide selection of food and drink options. It's an exciting, high-octane event for fans of all ages. Advance tickets on sale now for the world's greatest collector car auctions at barrett-jackson.com.
And this Memorial Update is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Tee off towards a more personal banking experience at BMI Federal Credit Union. Your CBUS Top Picks Best Credit Union for 8 years in a row. Visit BMIFCU.org. Wyndham Clark, your current leader at 6 under par. Clark through 15, coming in with confidence following his win 2 weeks ago at the Nelson.
It's amazing what winning does in golf, or even just playing consistently really good golf. So, yeah, I feel great regardless of what happens. At least mentally, I'm like, hey, I got a chance to win this tournament.
Again, Wyndham Clark, your leader at -6. J.J. Spahn, Nick Taylor, and Tommy Fleetwood are 2 back at -4. We'll have another report for you coming up next hour. Live outside of Muirfield Village, I'm Skip Mossick on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Crowd the plate at your own risk. It's time for some chin music with former big leaguer and president of the Bald is Beautiful fan club, Jensen Lewis.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Feeling the heat? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on Train air conditioners.
That's right. Sometimes his ego was writing checks his body couldn't cash. But he does cash a lot. And he's beasting by the books in MLB Network Radio, our guy Jensen Lewis. J-Lou, it's good to have you, my man. Wish you were out here live with us.
Hey, boys, if I couldn't be there, the next place that's good is Almost Heaven here in the hills of Morgantown. What a sight we're going to see as Super Regionals begin in earnest tomorrow afternoon. Can't wait to be back on the call after what was nothing short of just an absolute scene here on Monday night. Absolutely just unbelievable to be part of it.
Good. I'm happy for you. That'll be awesome. You're in the right place at the right time. Listen, the Reds need Hunter Green back. They need him back badly. Maybe that'll happen. But, I mean, look what's going on with the Brewers. First place, they carry the best record in Major League Baseball. They've allowed the fewest runs, and they're doing it while hitting the fewest home runs of any team. So I guess the question is, are the Reds going to be looking up at this division all year?
It could be, and honestly, now life without Ellie De La Cruz here for whatever timeline the strained hamstring is going to take to get healthy. And AR, we've talked about it a lot, right? When you kind of dance with the devil with this pitching staff, the way it's been, both starting and relieving, injuries notwithstanding, it's a tough way to do business. I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, right? How do you keep winning series when you don't have the consistency of pitching? At some point, it's going to catch you. And it has to a certain extent. All that being said, I know 31-30 feels maybe a little average, but they could be much worse than what their record is at the moment, considering everything they've had to overcome.
J-Lou, how much are you putting that on Tito and his ability to smoke and mirrors this thing a little bit?
Carb, it's 100% where Tito is a Hall of Famer and is able to press the right buttons at the right time. And for what it's worth, and bears repeating, guys, you have the manager who has the best record in the second half in the major leagues since you go all the way back to, 2013, 2014 during his tenure with the Indians. So I think what's unique is it has always been a respect to the marathon. Yeah, you may not get started the way you want, but certainly the closing stanza has been in his favor in the teams that he's managed. So something to hold on to if you're a Reds fan. If you get to the All-Star break and you're still within a week, in 5 to 7 games of first place, still a great shot at the top of this division.
Oh, boy, the Tigers, man. They're in a free fall, and I would ask you about Skubal. This feels like this is going to be it, and that's going to be probably the big story here as we move before the deadline, huh?
I would agree. 13 games under 500. No one saw this coming. I guess for me, AR, when we talked at the beginning of the year, I told you I had issues with their offense. They really didn't address any of that outside the organization before the Major League season started. And the way they finished, we all watched the collapse last year in August and September. I know they won the series in the wild card round against Cleveland, but really that's kind of what's rearing its ugly head. And hey, Skubal hurt, but their rotation's still really good. 7th in ERA in the big leagues. They have the fifth lowest hits per 9 allowed. But when you're 25th in scoring, that's a tough way to do business, too, coming to the park. If you give up 3 runs or more, it feels like they've lost a lot of games. So really big stretch for them. Of course, having Seattle come in, knowing that rotation they're going to have to face, and then right back into the Central with Minnesota and then also at Cleveland.
So they're dead. I think they're dead. And the question is, when Skubal comes back, once he's pitching again, is that when the clock starts ticking on his days in Detroit being over?
Yeah, no question. And now, AR, it's going to be what will the scouting departments of those contending clubs, what will they see and be able to sign off on that says, okay, you're going to end up giving a franchise-changing package to go get arguably the best starting pitcher going to be available. And so, you're looking at the Dodgers, you're looking at the Atlanta Braves. I don't know if they can trade him in the American League, just knowing the package would be going against them as far as what they'll see for the coming years. But I'm with you. I think if he puts 4 to 5 starts where he shows the velo, shows he's healthy, he's as good as gone.
All right, shifting gears up to the Northeast, Guards back on it. I mean, little lull there, but finding a way to get it done and grinding through some of these series.
Holy hell, Carp. And a chance to sweep the Yanks in the Hawks. They went through their best 2 starters. You dispatch of Schlittler the way you did. You beat Cole in a high-scoring game yesterday, and now Slade Ciccone a chance to beat Carlos Rodon. So a stand-up series. And if you were to tell me at the beginning of the week they'd have a chance to sweep it, I'd say you're crazy just knowing the probables there. But the offense has really been uncharacteristically good in a place they've routinely struggled. Now, the uniqueness, guys, they're going to go to Texas to play the Rangers. They're going to come right back home and play these same New York Yankees and likely see Cole and Rodon again in those first two games. But credit where it's due, I didn't see this coming. 9 games over 500 and leading the division over, as we all thought they would be, the second-place Chicago White Sox. AR's got to be loving life watching the Southsiders do their thing. But this has been a remarkable start to their road trip.
Yeah, well, Cash Money, though, is going to be out for, I don't know, a month and a half with that hamstring, though. That's the problem. Their biggest deep threat, I mean, he's having an unbelievable season. Nobody ever heard of him, and now he's out. So I don't know how long they can last. We'll see. What about Travis Bazzana, the Guardian? Speaking of the Guardians, how impressed are you about his adaptation to big league pitching this soon?
I think it was part of the package, AR, when you kind of saw him finish the way he did in the minor leagues last year, begin the season the way he did, and even in the big league camp, I think there was a sense that not only is he advanced enough, but just a matter of time before you'd have to bring him up because he's clearly one of the best 9 bats in the organization. I think now the move to a leadoff spot where we saw him absolutely flourish at Oregon State, that's going to be as good a 1-2 punch in the years to come with Bazzana and Jose Ramirez. Chase DeLauder, again, that top 3, that's where you build the franchise moving forward. And now it's just a matter of can they get consistency, series in and series out in the second half of the season from the 5 to 6 bats behind them. A lot of pressure going to end up being on a Kyle Manzardo and Angel Martinez. Remember, Stephen Kwan got sent down to that 7th spot. It looked good to start and then it's kind of tailed off here the last week or so. They got questions to answer, guys. This is a nice start for them. Are they a contender for the pennant right now, the way they are offensively? I can't get there, knowing what Seattle's got, what the Yankees eventually will have, albeit we got to wait and see what this Aaron Judge timeline for that injury is. But I think Cleveland is still a couple of bats short.
Before we cut you loose, what's going on at VSiN with the guys now with both the Knicks stealing Game 1 on the road and the Golden Knights stealing Game 1 on road ice? Things have now flopped. Is the value on the home teams with the pressure to win Game 2 now? Or do you jump on, I guess, the moving train with Vegas and the Knicks?
First of all, I'm really happy to watch the Knicks last night. I'm sitting on a 16-1 future for the Knicks to win it all. So very happy with that result. May look to monetize that with the Spurs coming back with a much better price on their series. I'll tell you, I think we get a little regression in the scoring department for Stanley Cup Game 2 tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 2-1, 3-2 Carolina win to even it up there. AR, you've seen it enough. There's no way you can lose both games at home in the Stanley Cup Final and expect to go on the road, especially to Vegas, to try and get that thing back to Raleigh.
I've seen series turn on a dime. I really have. And hockey may be the tough one to call, but the analytics of losing the first 2 games at home in a final series, it's got to be 85% or higher that the team that is up 2-0 going back home wins that thing, maybe even higher.
I'll give you one final stat that'll blow your mind. As far as the finals go, in the last 11 years, including last night, 63, 3-3. That's the cover that teams that win the finals games each, game in and game out. So if you're taking the dog, forget the points. They've just been winning outright. That's the cover. 63, 3-3, the last 11 years in the NBA Finals when that's occurred.
All right, my man. Great stuff. We'll see how a young Spurs team deals with that pressure in Game 2. And Carolina's, hockey's hockey, right? Depends how the goalie plays, but that's going to be a war. I still see that thing going minimum 6. All right, my man. Be well out there. Have fun.
Will do, boys. And give Siwoo Kim a pat on the back. My 22-1 right there needs a little life. Let's go.
All right. We'll get him. We'll send Scotty Vegas out there. Give him a little massage. How is he doing, Scotty? How is he?
He's looking good. He's 3 under through 7.
Right,
so good bet, Jensen.
Got futures everywhere, man. He's one of us. One of us. One of us. All right, we're going to come back, and we'll switch back into a little football talk. Speaking of possibly being set up to fail, one quarterback could be seeing that. We'll do it next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan. Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron, I'm enjoying this. I think we're going to win. I like it when we get together with our customers like this. What do you mean? Well, we're enjoying the game. They're enjoying the game. We're all enjoying the game together. I invented a song about it. Let's hear it. Like a sports team. We train really hard like a sports team. We're always on guard. We save you money. We're really funny. Team up with Eco, you'll think, oh, hooray! Like a sports team. We are on your side like a sports team. We don't run and hide, we save you money. We're really funny. Team up with Eco, you'll think, oh, hooray! That was really good. When you get Eco, you're getting the winning team.
Get Eco.
ECO. All-star plumbers, all-star electricians, and every possible star HVAC technicians. Call us when you need us, everyone. Go to geteco.com.
America wouldn't be America without Ohio. So this year, while we celebrate our nation's 250th year, let's also celebrate Ohio's vital role in our nation's past, its present, and its future. At America250ohio.org, you'll find events from engaging talks on history to Ohio-related movies to memorable drives around the state. There's so much to discover. So what are you waiting for? The celebration begins at America250ohio.org. Sponsored by the Ohio History Connection, aired by the OAB and this station.
Hey, are you driving high right now? You might be, because a whole lot of people do. They say marijuana makes them a better driver, more careful, more focused. That's probably what the guy who killed a 4-year-old thought. And now, he's in prison. You see, no matter what you tell yourself, if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Yep, he's planning another project. So, this Father's Day at Lowe's, tap into free gifts for Dad. Get a free Select Craftsman power tool when you buy a Craftsman V20 charger with 2 amp-hour and 4 amp-hour batteries. Plus, get a free DeWalt power tool when you buy a Select 20-volt Max XR 4 amp-hour battery kit. Dad knows our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/14 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
At St. Jude, every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you.
Learn more at stjude.org.
The Fan has a secret radio station. It's called The Fan 2. You can listen to the Bob and Tom Show, Jim Rome, and Buckeye stuff. Why do they pay me big money to whisper? The Fan 2 is on the Fan's HD2 channel and streaming on the Fan app. You're welcome.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Anthony orders 3 milkshakes, 1 for himself, 2 for the dogs. You're listening to Rothman and Ice live from the Memorial Tournament.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
So I think there's a difference between a bust and a bad pick. And it looks like, or it feels like, that right now that J.J. McCarthy is probably going to go down as a bust. Now, he wasn't number 1 overall, but he's high enough to make it count. 12, maybe?
Is he 12?
Yeah.
Was he the last of the 12?
I think so.
Of like the 6 that went?
No, he was 10.
He was 10?
Bo Nix was 12.
Oh yeah, Bo was 12.
The problem is with him is that you have 5 other guys in his class that were all drafted in a pretty close proximity that you're going to get compared to.
Tell you what else hurts. Sam Darnold just won a Super Bowl.
That
hurts.
Stings.
So, 1 year after the Vikings let him walk. For you.
Yeah.
That's the other layer of pressure.
You have basically the same team that he had.
Yeah.
And he had him at 14-3, Rothman. Is that what they were with Sam? 13-4?
14-3 sounds right.
I think they were 14-3.
Yeah.
And you let that guy walk out the door because he didn't play well in the playoffs. So he said,
the Rams just...
The Rams, you know what he said?
Exposed
I'm going to go to Seattle and beat the Rams
That's right.
and then win the Super Bowl.
So that's why I actually was rooting for it. I think it was a great story.
It was.
And I'm happy it happened.
Well, I got to exercise the playoff demons, air quotes, whatever the heck that means.
The I was seeing ghosts, the quote that he had.
He was a bust, in theory.
Yeah, in theory.
At New York, what we find out is some of these guys, it might be situational. And in some of those organizations, it's a mess. The problem is, with your guy and JJ, is someone else proved that it was actually a pretty good situation. They gave you the keys to the car, you buried that thing in the ditch. It was like on that prom night that you went out and you tried to pass that guy and you maybe spun out and hit the wall.
Well, you have it somewhat right.
Tried to gas it, go around
I think I made a good move. And
Maverick makes an aggressive vertical move.
All right, so I don't even want to relive this, but a bunch of me and my friends and everybody's in Daddy's car. And we're going downtown Chicago on prom night, and it's raining, it's dark, and there's a cab doing...
It's called the green room? Is that where
the pump room.
Oh, there we go.
So we're all going to the pump room, and on the Kennedy Expressway, and there's somebody doing 30 in the left-hand lane, and it's raining, and here comes the accordion. And everyone stopped, and so instead of slamming on the brakes... I tried to turn and gas it.
Change lanes. I like it.
And my left rear caught the right rear of the car, and that's what spun us. And then we were facing the oncoming traffic. But
that's
exhilarating. I'm here to tell
Think of the excitement that you felt, though.
Okay, great. It's kind of like in Get Him to the Greek when Alex goes, I feel nervous. It's good to feel something. Right?
It is. I can't even imagine when you look back and the headlights are coming at you. That would
it was
rush.
Yeah, but you know what? And I'll never forget it because it was in my stepdad's car, and it wasn't really drivable. I tried to pull the fender out because it was on the tire.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you, God bless him. He came down. He drove that thing around town. He didn't get it fixed for like 2 months. And I had to just see it and all that. But it was a great car,
Maybe
too.
he was driving it just so he could tell that. What happened to the car?
Yeah.
Let me tell you about it.
And I always prided myself on being such a great driver. You know, so much better than my brother. And like
down in Louisville on the Speedway.
Indy cars and all that like here. But I guess even the best have an accident. Back to J.J. McCarthy. He hasn't handled the Kyler Murray edition all that well, although I think he's just trying to put his head down and get to work. Kyler's doing the veteran thing where he's saying, hey, man, we're in this together kind of thing. And JJ's like, well, wait a minute, I'm on one side of the classroom, he's on the other. And we're just like, he was signed to steal his job.
2 mice.
Fell in a bucket of cream.
That's what
one mouse quickly gave up and drowned. The other mouse churned that cream into butter and crawled his way out. Who's going to be that mouse?
Who's the mouse?
Well, it's Kyler. Do you have the Steve Smith bite about JJ?
I sure do. Want to hear it?
All right, let's play that one.
What do you expect from Kyler Murray?
God bless him. Justin Jefferson probably needs to read that book that A.J. Brown was using on the sideline. I don't see a chance. And the fact, J.J. McCarthy, you know who can beat J.J. McCarthy? Anybody with a heartbeat. And Kyler Murray, good luck. I hope things improve for him. I hope he stays off the Call of Duty and start getting his playbook.
Mm-hmm. Tell you, that's real on both sides.
It really is. And he's pulling no punches there. He didn't sugarcoat any of that. Who could play J.J. McCarthy? Anybody with a heartbeat.
Just a warm body. All right.
Throw him out there.
Listen, he started out like a house on fire. He goes to Chicago on a Monday night, fourth quarter, and brings them back, and we're off. And then he gets a little injured, and then his confidence goes down, and then he couldn't get the ball to the best receiver, and it just kind of snowballed on him. And I don't they've somewhat given up on him, but let's see how Kyler does. It's Kyler's job to lose, and maybe because you really can't showcase JJ enough to try to get somebody to take him off your hands. It is what it is now.
Showcase him. I mean, is he going to be better or worse though? Like you talk about, we're putting him out there and anticipating he's going to. If he plays better, showcase him. We'll start him. I mean, they've got Kyler Murray. It's not like Kyler Murray's won 3 MVPs.
He's got a lot to prove too.
He does. I mean, so
they won 9 games with Carson Wentz and others. I like their chances with Kyler. I don't even think Green Bay is going to be as good as people say. They might be good, but their schedule is awful. And I think they're over under. The Packers is like 10.5, and I think that I would bet the under on that. Now, Detroit's going to be good. The Bears are going to have a lot of pressure to follow that up, but JJ's kind of he's heading down to Bustville, probably. Unless he has a Sam Darnold-like career where he has to learn some harsh lessons
even
now.
Even Baker, there's been a number of guys that they realize, you maybe quit on him too early. Maybe you didn't have him in the right situation.
He just didn't do enough in college to make you really – like the 2 guys you just mentioned.
Played a lot of college ball and threw the ball a lot in college. JJ threw it like 20 times. And they're like, yes. But the argument was, well, he didn't have to. If you would just let him expand, he would have been throwing for 4,000 or 5,000 yards and doing all this stuff. Or maybe you're asking him to do some very limited things, and he became very proficient at that. But when you expand it to say, hey, go do it all, maybe that's a little outside of his capabilities.
Yeah, protection broke down, his confidence broke down, his body broke down, and
he's not the biggest guy either.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Like, Kyler isn't tall, but he's a thicker guy. Like, J.J. McCarthy, if you look at him, is not the most imposing physical figure.
All right, he's got to climb his way out of that bucket of cream. We'll see if he does. But Kyler is there now. All right, we come back. Top of the hour, we'll give you a leaderboard update. We'll tell you how Rory's going to finish his first round. Scheffler is out on the course. We got a major champion that's tied for the lead. We'll give you all that next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
The Big Nine was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.
Buckeye Country Superfest 2026 is back for one day only in Columbus, Ohio. Saturday, June 13th at Ohio Stadium, featuring Tyler Childers. With special guests, the Red Clay Strays, Lord Huron, Sierra Farrell, Flatland Cavalry, and Caitlin Butts.
Your nose on the grindstone, out of the pillar.
Tickets on sale now at BuckeyeCountrySuperfest.com.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
The Reds struck out, but then hit a home run in their picks in the player draft in 2002. On this date, this June 4th, in the first round, they picked a high school pitcher. But the young man had significant injuries and never made it to the big leagues. But in the second round of that draft in 2002, on the 43rd overall pick, the Reds selected a catcher out of Canada, 18-year-old Joey Votto. He quickly rose through the Reds minor leagues, switched positions, and by 2008, he was the Reds starting first baseman. National League MVP in 2010, one of the greatest hitters in Reds history. Joey Votto becomes a Red this June 4th, 2002, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Your plate is full every morning thanks to the $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. Freshly brewed coffee, a hearty breakfast sandwich with a freshly cracked egg, and a daily baked donut. All of that for just $6. Yeah, that is a full plate for sure, but it's one less thing on your plate to worry about. So enjoy it to its fullest. The $6 Tim's Trio, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons, at participating U.S. restaurants.
Hey Central Ohio, Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and we buy houses for cash. If you've got a house you need to sell, this is your season. Inherited, behind on payments, just over it? Whatever brought you here, we can help. We buy as is, we cover all closing costs, and there are 0 commissions, period. Just a fair cash offer and you choose your closing date. People are making moves right now, and we make it simple to be one of them. One call is all it takes. We'll get you a fair cash offer, fast, no pressure, no obligation. Hundreds of your neighbors have already sold the easy way, and we've got 5-star reviews and BBB A+ rating to back it up. Take what you want, leave what you don't. We're based right here in Columbus, and we're ready when you are. Call us at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355 or visit selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, family owned. Call 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355.
When you are a member of Tel-Ohio, your money works harder for you. Lock in 4% APY on a 24-month CD and watch your savings grow with a credit union built for its members. Visit telohio.org to learn more.
Federally insured by NCUA. Membership open to anyone in Ohio. Restrictions apply.
Ever wonder where your go-to maintenance person gets the metal products they need to fix yours and everyone else's problems? The best in the business go to metal supermarkets for their wide variety of metal products and shapes to tackle projects from simple to complex. Metal Supermarkets is your source for all metals cut to size and ready fast. No minimum order with maximum service. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or at Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Round 1 of the Memorial Tournament is in full swing. Wyndham Clark and Tommy Fleetwood tied for the lead at 5 under. Fleetwood's through 15 holes while Clark is through 17, making birdie on 3 of his last 8 holes, eagled on the 15th but bogeyed on the 17th. Nick Taylor and J.J. Spahn tied for second at 4 under. Two-time reigning champ Scotty Scheffler even after 1. Rory McIlroy sits 2 under despite a double bogey on 3. Baseball in progress, Cleveland and New York scoreless, top of the second. AAA Columbus trails Omaha 5-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Stanley Cup final tonight. Vegas visits Carolina at 8. Golden Knights lead 1-0. This update sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling, together to serve you better. Scheduled today at thewaterworks.com. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for A Deeper Dive.
Sponsored by Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com.
All right, welcome back to Dublin. Anthony Rothman, Bobby Carpenter. Great first round going. As you would expect, we've got a handful of guys under par. And we've got the American Wyndham Clark, who won the U.S. Open recently, and he's 5 under through 17. Tommy Fleetwood is always one of those, best guy to not have a major. He's tied at -5. J.J. Spahn, who won a U.S. Open, is right there at -4. Remember, this is a signature event, $4 million to the winner, $20 million purse, only 72 guys. It's not like the big field of the past. So this could get really fun. Jordan Spieth finished his day at 1 under. A lot of people liked him. Let me see if I can get a quick update on Scotty Scheffler. Even through 2, so he's just off. Rory McIlroy, 2 under through 15. He's tied for 7th. That's quite a turnaround. He hit the ball dead center at 3. He had a $151 in and kind of flailed it, went into the water, made double bogey, and suddenly he's 2 over. But that's the difference with these guys. They can go on a run, and they can crawl back into it, and that's what he's done. So should be a great tournament. A lot of great names, a lot of former champions of the Memorial in this. I know Xander Schauffele, a lot of people are looking for him this week. He's even through 2, so he's just off. A couple of the rough scores, and these aren't even that rough. Jason Day's 2 over 74. A lot of people certainly like him. Home course. Never has really seemed to.
Well, it's funny. The theory on that is, like, he's never played all that well here. And I'd ask somebody, he goes, well, he plays here so much that I think he stopped playing quite as much here because when you don't play it in tournament conditions, it plays differently.
Yeah.
So then your mind like the guys that play every year, like this is just what they see. If you're playing it here in a random time with some friends, it's not tricked up, but the rough isn't as bad. The greens aren't as hard. I mean,
the members aren't playing this at tournament because they don't want to.
No. Why would you want to do that? You want to get fluffed. You want to feel good about your scores walking out here. Hey, I shot a 78.
Yeah, they want to. Yeah, this has always been prepping for the U.S. Open. Not that the fairways are as narrow in certain places, but the rough.
But the scoring is hard. If you can't be willing. Like you said, you land off in the rough. Like you're gonna have a hard time scoring. Like you have to be disciplined, and when you attack, as we talked to the Poston up here, he's like, when you attack, like I put some really close to the pin. That's how you've got to score. You have to have good approach shots because those greens are unforgiving. You put it somewhere bad, like you're not scoring on that.
Very much like Augusta. He's always mimicked it like Augusta, except the difference is this place has U.S. Open rough and Augusta doesn't. But the greens are difficult, and that's what people say at the Masters, which is they're putting on glass every year, and it becomes where on the green can you put it because it does become a putting contest. But out here, if you do miss fairways here, it's very difficult to score. And most of the guys have no excuse because the fairways are amongst the widest on tour. He's always been a second-shot golf course. He's always tried to make the finishing holes really tough. He's lengthened
that 18,
as much as he can.
You know how many balls I've watched roll up?
But they cut the trees out on the right side. Yeah. You had those trees that they used to have to take it over. The bunkers they kind of filled out all along that right side. And then the streams on the left. It's a tough
driving. Those guys try to hit it so that they're sitting pin high. But then if it's like very careful, you get on that ledge, get back down here. Right. That ball just rolls right back down to the fairway, right off the green.
Jack Nicklaus is to golf like Pizza Hut is to pizza. I think that's what one famous coach once said one day. So it's a long course today. All right, what we're talking about is if you guys have never seen this, Bobby and I talked about this 10 years ago, it feels like. When Bobby Knight was coaching Indiana, he did some lessons with the pro, and they filmed him, and he obviously was paid. There was a sponsor.
Pizza Hut was the sponsor.
And Pizza Hut was the sponsor, and all of the outtakes were the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. Whoever kept the outtakes and put them out there on the internet to see, and he was. God bless him, as genuine with golf. It just shows you the competitive nature.
Just like he was coaching a basketball game. Get back down.
Get back down. I mean,
he's trying to chip out the
yeah. I mean, and then, they were taping it, so when he got a good one, they would make it look like it was the only one he did. It's funny, man. I haven't looked at him in a long time. But
Jack Nicklaus is the golf, like Pizza Hut is the pizza.
I think that he ad-libbed that one, actually. He was very proud of that one. But those were funny. And but this is it. Life goes on the tour. People thought that when Tiger Woods, wasn't going to be around consistently anymore, that, what was going to bring people to the ball yard. And it's always the next wave of great golfers. And if you love this place and if you love the sport.
I think that those guys that it's the wave, too, of some young American golfers. Maybe Scotty Scheffler getting arrested. That way he's more relatable, Hey, I've tried to cut a line, too. You're arresting this guy? He's number 1 in the world.
I don't know if they knew exactly who he was at the time. All they knew is that he drove in an area that they didn't want somebody there, the fast pass.
But then you got Rory, too, and he's, everybody's really enjoyed Rory, the little Irishman, nice guy. And it was fun watching him, win his back-to-back. majors. This should be a course, too, as you talked. It should set up really well for him because Rory's got a similar game to Tiger. Like, drive the ball a million yards, like, feeling good, those second approaches. And, like, he's never had that success. So, like, if Rory was in contention on Saturday, and I feel like Sunday, I feel like they've had pretty good fields on Sunday, which have also kept everybody back. And now, when you get nice weather out here, man, it is awesome. I'll tell you what, I came out yesterday when you were here. It was packed. The Pro-Am just brings the folks in. I mean, it's all the stars, the star of stars.
When Workday got involved and they brought back the Celebrity Pro-Am, that may be the best day, the value, the different celebs. You never really know who's going to be. Kind of know Peyton Manning, maybe Steph Curry. And Steph was in town, actually, and then had to split. I think his daughter's graduating this weekend, but I think he played Brookside. And then, was
he playing a qualifier?
No.
He just played Brookside? I didn't know if they qualified.
I think they had came in for Workday probably, and then wound up playing at Brookside.
Nice.
But listen to these finishes for Rory at the Memorial. 2010, he was 10th. 2011, he was 5th. 2016, he was 4th. 2018, he was 8th. 2023, he was 7th. 2 years ago, he was 15th. Like, he's been knocking on the door here. There's such a fine line between playing great and winning. I mean, the guy's made almost $2.5 million here and hasn't won.
Well, and you want to get that handshake from Jack, just as Poston was talking about. Like, this is 50 years. You know, there's a big significance, especially for a guy like Rory, who's won the career Grand Slam. So if you can get that handshake on Jack's course, and he'd be looking at him like, hey, well done. Like, there's something to that. And don't think that Jack does it. He loves up-and-coming guys, but to have one of the guys who is in the elite class now with that, I think that would mean something to both of them significantly.
I think in the 90s, it was like a who's who. I always felt to win here, you had to have won somewhere. You had to have been somebody on the tour, and it was Norman and
you gotta
Singh.
love somebody.
So it was Norman, Watson, Singh, Els, Couples. It was a Hall of Fame list of guys, and I think that does matter. I think you're saying it correctly, that when you have a prestigious champion. The other thing I do believe, Rory, there was so much pressure put on him to be the poster child for the tour when Liv was going on.
Well, Tiger was kind of out, and he was the guy.
And he didn't leave to go and take the money, and they propped him up like a puppet.
Well, he came out and said some strong words about it, too. Like, he was very aggressive.
And I think it put a lot on him to be so I think Jack recognizes that, and I think he really respects it, of what the tour stops mean and the tradition of it. And to have that guy win, I think he would be absolutely thrilled. And it's good that he's playing well.
A nice big poster of him up over there in Bridge Park for next year. Be a beaut, Clark.
So Rory's -2, and he is certainly in the mix, and I expect him to be in the mix this weekend. He's certainly, like you said, he's got the game for it.
Well, one of the other things that they've done a great job is I heard if you're under 15, it's free if you're with an adult, correct?
If you're with a ticketed adult, you're 15 or under.
That's a great you want to get kids involved, like, don't make it punitive to get them somewhere. Like, hey, you're going to come with me, and the dad's going to say, let's go watch this. And I don't know, I bought you a ticket. No, listen, you're coming, it's good. We're getting in for free. It's all good. So if the kid changes his mind or whatever, but you get people out here experiencing it, seeing the scenery, Rothman, the sights, the sounds. I remember the first time someone asked me to go to the Memorial, I go, why would I want to go there and watch the golf? I can just see it on TV. And like, I'm telling you, it's a lot more fun. I'm like, it's like a football game. Like, some of the places it is.
Yeah.
And coming out here and just seeing what they've done and all of the hospitality, and it's an experience.
It's a party.
It is a party. Yeah. And they've had that. It's not necessarily the Phoenix Open, but I mean, it straddles the line between being one of the most outside of the majors, probably right there, the next thing, and people come here and they enjoy it. We don't have a lot of nice weather and great things in Columbus, but we've got this, and this is awesome.
And it's funny, usually the rain is involved.
No.
Right? Not right now. Maybe tomorrow afternoon, but who knows? All right, we're coming back, and who knows? Maybe we'll throw a guy on the air. I don't know. If he walks up, he might have to come on the air. Talk a little puck, talk a little torts, talk a little jackets.
Ooh, I like that.
I think I just volunteered him. Dave Metzold up next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
Whether you're repping the orange and brown or shouting Hoo Day, the ultimate football pilgrimage is closer than you think. Ditch the living room, get the family on the road, and make the short drive to greatness and visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. From the backyard to the gridiron, it's the one place where every fan comes together to create new family memories. Make it a weekend to remember and see why Ohio truly is the heart of football. Visit profootballhof.com and plan your visit today.
No! USA is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. For the people.com. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Some things shouldn't change. The smell of coffee on a Saturday morning, a handshake that actually means something, a neighbor you can count on. For more than 30 years, Newman Roofing has been a part of this community, and this community has been a part of us. We're family-owned, locally operated, and proud to serve the same neighborhoods we live in ourselves. Every roof we install is built to last. Every home we step into, we treat like our own. Every family we serve, we treat with respect. That's the Newman way. And along the way, more than 1,200 homeowners have trusted us enough to leave 5-star reviews. To us, that says one thing. Treating people right never goes out of style, because excellent customer service isn't a thing of the past. It's our promise to keep doing things the right way. 3 decades, one family, a whole lot of neighbors who have become friends. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online today at newmanroofing.com.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Hi, I'm Josie. My daughter turns 5 today. Blow out the candles. I'm also an Ohio State Highway Patrol trooper. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can get home to celebrate with my daughter.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Let's all give them room to work. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Tita Green with Skip Mosick.
Saturday, we're at Muirfield Village with this year's Memorial Tournament journalism inductee Dave Shedlowski, plus the first ever winner of this event, Roger Maltby.
Tita Green with Skip Mosick, Saturday mornings at 9 on The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
It's a beautiful afternoon with lots of sunshine and temperatures hitting around 85 degrees today. As we head into tonight, skies stay mostly clear and temperatures fall back into more of a comfortable range in the lower 50s. Friday sees an even warmer day as we get highs in the mid 80s again, but we're going to have a little bit more wind to impact our day. I'm your 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Lily Aldrich with 97.1 The Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right. You read and react out here. And as much as they may crown a Miss Muirfield 2026, look who we found, a crafty veteran just prowling the fairways. One Dave Metzold. How many years we go back? It's decades. Blue Jackets ringside reporter and longtime Memorial reporter as well. It's good to see you, brother, with a volunteer badge.
You know what I'm doing on Saturday? My wife and I are very good friends with Courtney Grant, who runs the concessions out here. And she goes, you got to come out and work the concessions tent. So I'm working the pub on 18 on Saturday morning.
Are you really?
I'm slinging beers on Saturday morning.
Sounds great.
I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
The more
That'd
you
be
can
fun.
do.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd make a roster with that. The more you can do.
I saw Tom Sprouse yesterday, and he goes, what are you doing tomorrow? Why do you have a volunteer badge on? And I told him, and he goes, is there anything that you haven't done out here? I said, well, I've never really played in the tournament, but I am available for that.
You've never made a milkshake, and you probably haven't creamed and buffed anybody's shoes with a fine chamois
Thank
either.
God, neither of those. No.
But
I
we can
consumed plenty of milk.
We get you a club out here and hit a couple patrons.
Yeah, I could do that easily. Easily.
Jack always said hit it in the gallery. They knock it down for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
They're the bumpers.
I aim for them. It'll go in the middle of the fairway.
So your first Memorial was what year?
1982.
Oh, okay.
1982.
Okay, that's unbelievable.
This is such a fun story for me to tell. 1982, I was working in Huntington, West Virginia, and they said, go up and see if you can get an interview with Jack Nicklaus at the Memorial Tournament, which at the time was not even 10 years old. And I said, are you kidding me? Go up and talk to Jack Nicklaus? How am I going to do that? I wound up talking to him just outside the main clubhouse in an area that looked totally different. Now I was on top of a hill. I am, at that point, 23 years old. And I have a one-on-one with Jack Nicklaus, and I was beside myself with excitement. And my big question at the end, my big closer was, Mr. Nicklaus, they say you're the best golfer of all time. And he looks at me, and he puts his hand on my shoulder, and he goes, Dave, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. This was 4 years before the 86 Masters.
He still hadn't won the last one.
4 years before the 86 Masters.
40 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. So years later, I'm doing an event for Nationwide Insurance. Jack was the keynote speaker, and I related that story, and everybody, oh, that's a great story. And I turned to Jack, and I said, Jack, so what do you say now? And he said, we'll see about that, Dave. Yeah. He still didn't answer.
Yeah, it's not his to determine, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Now, were you, okay, so I don't remember what anniversary it was of the tournament, but you were probably at Channel 4, and I was at 6, and they invited us down to North Palm Beach to his home to interview him, and I was one of them. Did you go on that trip?
I did not get that assignment.
Okay, so I'm down there, and so his home is right on the.
I think you've shown me this.
Yeah, it's so weird because he's got a pool. We got a pool. We got a pond. Pond would be good for me.
Right.
Natural spring water.
Yeah.
And so we go through his house, a little gated. It's kind of unassuming. And then the backyard, it backs up right to the intercoastal. Like there's the pool and then the ocean, basically. And they set us up out there. And I think we're going to do the interview at 9:30 outside, beautiful. I think David Faraday's done a couple things there.
You have slippers on.
And I'm out there with my with my cameraman, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm in a suit, and I see the kitchen is maybe 20 yards from where we are. And I see this guy come down, and I'm kind of squinting, and he takes some cereal out of the cupboard and sits down and pours a bowl. He's in his boxers and a T-shirt.
No, he's not.
And I look at my cameraman, I go, I think that's the Golden Bear. What, are we early? And he looks out there, and he's looking like, who's that? Who's that?
Who did they let in my backyard?
Who's at my pool right now?
Right.
And I kind of do one of these, give a little wave, and then he looks and goes, he gives one of these and a wave, and I'm like, okay, you can't recreate that.
He's just an everyman.
It's kind of like when you and me and Jack were all at the urinal at the museum.
Oh boy, the last time I was on.
No, we don't need it. I'm just saying that's all you need to say.
Right. That's all you need to say.
At the museum.
At his own museum, the Jack Nicklaus Museum opened.
Oh yeah.
Dave and I covered the opening.
2003.
Now Bobby's curious now.
Well, because I was at the Woody. I remember when they were building it.
Yeah.
So certain things, like when you drive by something every day or you see something there, it was maybe 02, 03, 04, somewhere in that window.
It's a cool place. And I don't know, that night it was a cocktail party and all that, and you wandered into the bathroom, and I wandered into the bathroom.
Is
And
this
the
a single
Golden
use?
Bear. No, all three of us were lined up. It wasn't a trough, but it was, and we had a moment. Yeah, it was good. Put it all in perspective.
So did Jack ever get dressed for the interview? Did he just do a T-shirt, just a one-shot?
No, he
with the
did.
boxers
He threw on a. He was on. He had a golf shirt on with a Golden Bear on it.
As you would expect.
Yeah. I always find it odd that his nickname didn't come from being an Upper Arlington Golden Bear. It was some Australian writer or something said he looked like he had the blonde hair and big as a polar bear or whatever.
Wait,
and he
what?
nicknamed him the Golden Bear, and it was just coincidental.
It had nothing to do with it.
I'm serious, Bob. I've never really confirmed it with Jack, but all these years I've covered the
You've
tournament.
interviewed him all these times.
I just never thought well, because everyone just assumes that he got his nickname from the high school he went to.
I thought the high school got the nickname from him.
Well, that's true, right? Maybe this week, you and I, maybe we finally, this is it, the final story. I get the answer to that.
We're
and
gonna
then
nail
say
it down
good
on
night,
that?
everybody.
Yeah, let's do it.
Why did Upper Arlington, why did they ever become the Golden Bears? What year did they open?
Oh, they've been open for over 100 years.
So they were it, and it would only make sense.
Yeah.
But he claims that it wasn't that.
And the bear that was in the high school for years, I don't know if it's in the new high school, it's got to be.
Yeah.
Shot by Jimmy Crum.
Really?
On a hunting expedition.
That's why that blazer's on him.
That's it.
The plaid. That's right.
I'm probably the youngest person here that would be able to make that joke.
That's true. That's right. Jimmy was still on the air when I started. So I think he maybe left in 95-ish.
94, I think, was his last year. Although he was still doing cameos, right?
Okay, yeah.
Football Friday night, he'd come and do cameos.
All the stuff at Recreation Unlimited.
Oh, heck yeah.
It was good.
Heck yeah.
Playoffs have been good. It's tough to sit and watch. Now the Stanley Cup's going on. But I will ask you about the Jackets. And, I mean, the ending was tough. Like, now it becomes a footnote, right? The incredible, historic run that Bonus took them on. And you still need probably another skilled forward. The defense is still maybe, even with Z, needs to be bolstered. It looks like they have found Jet Greaves. What is their offseason priority now in your mind?
It's got to be a scoring centerman, a guy who can complement Adam Fantilli, a guy who can complement Kirill Marchenko, a guy who can truly give the Columbus Blue Jackets, not just a guy who's on the up and coming.
Doesn't have to be a young guy.
No.
Could be a veteran.
Somebody who is of the ilk of Charlie Coyle, who can be a perfect fit and be a leader, but also presents more of a scoring punch. And let's be fair to Charlie Coyle. He was able to do a lot of different things, maybe more than was expected out of him. But there needs to be a true scoring forward, a guy who can come in and help Kirill Marchenko and Adam Fantilli and Cole Sillinger be better players.
Yeah.
And on the way the season ended, thank God for Zach winning the Norris.
Yeah.
Because Zach did so much to elevate people's spirits, not just for Zach Werenski, but for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the city of Columbus, Columbus hockey, Central Ohio hockey. Oh, my God, we had a guy win the Norris Trophy. Finally, well-deserved. And that has really brought people's spirits back up and really making them curious about what's going to happen at the draft, curious about what's going to happen in free agency, and what Don Waddell's going to do to make this team even better next year, for sure.
Oh, it's wild because it felt like Jonesy had a chance there for a couple years to be in the mix and was right on the cusp of getting it done. And Zach was kind of the younger statesman at that point. And then, Jonesy moves on. He becomes the leader of the blue line.
And he was lost a little, not lost, but he struggled when Jonesy left. He had to kind of find his way.
He had to become the guy. I mean, that's right. That's tough. No matter how high you're drafted or how good you are, taking over that role, being the leader after being not subservient, but you're the number two. And taking that over, and it's awesome to see him being able to do that and have that success there. And then it's been a lot of fun, honestly, watching the Vegas Golden Knights with Torts because I can't get enough of that guy.
It's incredible. I'm
Lars
sure
was on with us. Oh yeah, we have. And I told him, I said when, not if. I said when you win,
We're going down for game 4 when they sweep them.
Yeah, right. No,
we're drinking out of that cup with them right there after the game.
I would hop a plane. I don't care what it costs. After they win, I wouldn't go there.
No, we're going there for game 4.
He's got a drinking problem.
Game 4.
We're already here at Memorial with a drinking problem, and you're the one slinging the beers.
Yeah,
you're going to wear most of them.
And that's water. I just put a Dasani in the middle of my chest.
Yeah, Rothman always told that, and then one time I took a swig of it, and it wasn't.
That is seriously. I mean, you talk about what Bonus did for the Blue Jackets. To have Tortorella come in and do what he's done.
They had lost like 12 of 16, too, or something like that.
And in a micro form, I mean, they're down 2-0 in the first period the other night.
Yeah.
And they come back and win the hockey game on the road.
That's who they are.
That is phenomenal.
The old find a way.
Phenomenal.
But this has got 6 or 7 easily.
Listen, I had Carolina at 6 because I thought that they matched Vegas and their physicality. They can be just as tough and just as rugged.
They're all over you.
100%.
Text Torch, you think you're going to – someone's more physical than your guys out there?
That's what makes game 1 so remarkable, the way it played out.
Once Carolina tied it, though, I thought it had double, triple overtime written all over it. But
because you don't have the resolve of John Tortorella.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't.
He's going to stand there in that quarter zip and just stare at everybody.
No, he's been wearing a tie.
Has he put the tie back out?
For the games, I think.
I might get some haters for this, too, but you got to give Carter Hart a lot of credit for being able to stand in there. The crowd is chanting no means no, and you find a way to win the hockey game. How is he doing that? Where is he finding the mental toughness, not to mention his physical attributes, to fight off all of that stuff that's coming his way?
Playing really well. Maybe that's what it is.
Unreal.
Mets? My man, sling those beers.
I really just stopped in to say hello.
I know you did, but see what happens?
Always.
You made a mistake.
Yeah, I did.
You trusted me. You screwed up. They said that to Flounder, too, I think.
Get rid of that pledge pin.
On your uniform. We come back with Adam Schefter in 2 minutes. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
The weather in Central Ohio just got better, so why shouldn't your loan rate? CME Federal Credit Union wants to try to beat your current loan rate by 2% on autos and toys. Plus, no payments for 90 days on car loans and 60 days on motorcycles, boats, and more. Go to CMEFCU.org today.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Our experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. Ohio State Urgent Care. This is world-class care.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
Join T-Bone and Tyvis mornings on the Fan for football, food, and fun, featuring T-Bone.
Now, when you were talking about the football stuff, I was listening, but when you said Waffle House, I leaned forward in my chair.
And national champ Tyvis Powell.
I was staring myself in the mirror for a good 10 minutes today looking at it.
Where they solve all the world's complex problems.
We're not putting the toothpaste back in the toothpaste container.
Sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus.
Football, food, and fun with T-Bone and Tyvis. Weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on The Fan.
When it's time to ask life's biggest question, make sure your ring says it all. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from The Diamond Cellar, and we've been helping couples say yes for over 78 years. From brilliant cuts to better prices, the quality and selection of our diamonds is unmatched. Because diamonds aren't just our business, they're our legacy. Visit us at Diamond Cellar on Salmo Road or Easton Town Center and learn more at diamondcellar.com. Bigger diamonds, better prices, guaranteed.
This Memorial Update is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Tee off towards a more personal banking experience at BMI Federal Credit Union, your CBUS Top Picks Best Credit Union for 8 years in a row. Visit BMIFCU.org. Tommy Fleetwood, J.J. Spahn, and Wyndham Clark currently share the lead at 5 under par. Clark knows hitting the fairways are key at Muirfield Village.
You know, this course, you got to be playing from the fairways, even though it's somewhat wide off the tee. You have to be in the fairways, and it's all about controlling your irons.
One shot back is Nick Taylor at -4. 22 other players are within 4 of the lead, again held by Tommy Fleetwood, J.J. Spahn, and Wyndham Clark at 5 under par. We'll have another report for you coming up next hour. Live outside of Muirfield Village, I'm Skip Mossick on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
NFL Playbook with ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
All right, my man Adam Schefter with us. Never a day off for this guy. Might try to relax, play a little golf, and then something obviously always happens. How was your day on the links today?
Very nice day. Every year I take a group of ESPN producers out. This was the day. We got done about a half hour ago. I appreciate your accommodating the schedule. Thank you, Anthony.
Of course. Any highlights that you would like to tell me about in your own game today?
I play golf. There are a lot more lowlights than there are highlights.
Okay. All right. That's fine, but you had to work a little bit today. But let's take you back to the blockbuster. It feels like in all of your years, and I'm not going to ask, you've got a lot to remember, but where does the Myles Garrett trade as far as being a fairly well-kept secret and details not really coming out? There was a little smoke, but not a lot of fire. In all of your years, how would you rank that as, boy, that one was one that they kept pretty much under wraps?
Well, I would say that it was one of the biggest defensive trades in NFL history. I think you could make the argument that it's the biggest defensive trade in NFL history. That doesn't mean that's it. But, again, go back and tell me a trade that involved a defensive player that was bigger than that one. I mean, we could say maybe
Khalil Mack? No.
Khalil Mack is the analogy, because when he was traded, he was, the best defensive player in football. He was traded from the Raiders to the Bears. That was a big deal.
Micah was probably before this.
Micah Parsons, I put up there. Khalil Mack, I put up there. Myles Garrett, I put up there.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that stand out to me.
How tough is it, Adam, when you see this, to have players move on both sides? A lot of times it's one player for picks, but having Verse on the other side of this, as far as clearing this and making sure that obviously it was very confidential, trying to give your guys an appropriate heads up, how much more difficult do you think that made this?
Well, obviously, I think it affected the timing. It was important for Sean McVay to be able to tell Jared Verse face-to-face, because it was what he didn't get to do when he traded Jared Goff in another similarly blockbuster trade. Traded Goff for Matthew Stafford. That was a big deal at that point in time. And when it was that big deal, he didn't get to tell Goff face-to-face. Goff heard about it on social media. He was able to tell Jared first face-to-face, and that's what happened on Monday.
I was asking Bobby about this earlier and what the factor of Jim Schwartz not getting the head coaching job for Cleveland, how that may have changed things. Now, maybe Myles Garrett just wanted Schwartz to get the job, but clearly I wonder if the Browns, if they would have made Schwartz the head coach, if that would have changed anything with Myles wanting to be there.
I would think no. And the reason I say that is because Jim Schwartz was there last year when Myles Garrett.
All right, I think the cell is fading a little bit on us, Shefty.
You hear me?
Now, just got you back.
I said if we go back to last year, Jim Schwartz was on the Browns or in the Browns organization, and Myles Garrett still issued his trade request when he did, right, in February.
True, but he wasn't the head coach.
Yeah. I think he had been interested in moving on to the organization. That's my belief. We'll never really know. It's a moot point, but I think he was just interested in going elsewhere. That's what I think.
Do you believe that when the Rams picked Ty Simpson at the draft, that this was already, the framework of this was done, or that the Jared Verse piece was still holding it up?
Oh, it wasn't that the Jared Verse piece was holding up. It was that the Rams and Browns were having discussions, period. That was it. They were having talks. I think the Rams felt like they could eventually try to pry loose Myles Garrett, which they did, but it wasn't until they included Jared Verse in that deal that they were able to get the deal done with the Browns.
So you believe that this, well, I'll ask you, do you believe this was a case that Myles Garrett went to the Browns again and said, hey, I want to go to the Rams and let's start working something? So this is the Rams calling Cleveland and then Cleveland going to Myles and then seeing if he would sign off on the waive his no trade.
That's 100% correct and accurate, the way I believe it to be.
Any other teams that were involved? I asked you, I think last week, was anybody else sniffing around this that would have had a shot at him?
Not that I'm aware of. I think that, here's the deal. The Rams had the chess piece that could make this happen. And the chess piece was Jared Verse. And other teams did not. And so, with that being the case, that was what I think made this entirely possible.
So staying on the defensive side, looking over at Pittsburgh, the Hurtsleigh extension, Pittsburgh's as an aging defense, trying to get everything together to make one more run. Is this indicative of maybe where they're at with T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith, and maybe are they probably obviously seeing the twilight of their Steelers time, but does this expedite that in any way?
Expedited in what way, Bobby?
Well, that they wouldn't be, either one of them wouldn't be moved before this year or maybe after next year. I don't know their contract status, that might be it.
Well, I think that with Myles Garrett, we just saw Myles Garrett moved. So if Myles Garrett gets moved, anything's always possible. I don't think Pittsburgh's looking to do anything. I'm not counting or expecting anything anytime soon. But I think when you see the trades that have happened over the course of the last year, and you've got Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett, if those guys get traded, anybody gets traded.
What's going on with Brandon Ayuk? Been a warrant issued for him?
Well, he posted video of himself speeding last year, allegedly speeding that, and so the district attorney's office looked into that and felt like, and it did. So it was from the video that he posted that led to this happening, and that's where it came from. Now we'll see what emerges from there, but that's the situation as it unfolded.
Adam, I don't remember this many trades happening post-draft like this. Is there something, you think this is a new trend? Do you see any more happening this summer? Because anything that used to happen was always kind of pre-draft, generally, unless it had something to do with a franchise tag, which none of these situations have.
Bobby, I think we've seen that there's just been a tremendous uptick in trade activity in the NFL. And with that being the case, I think trades, they occur more now before the deadline. They occur now more before the draft. They occur now more after the draft. It's just how things are done now. That's what I can tell you, is that these general managers are really big into trading, and they're feeding off one another, and everybody's trading. Nobody's scared of trading, and it just seems like it's like a fever that everybody has now.
I'll tell you, it's still like shockwaves a little bit over the Garrett stuff. The Browns were putting a pretty good face on this, that they weren't going to trade him, and everyone was somewhat happy, and the coaching change, and then one thing leads to another, and here we go. So it's going to be a fun season. We'll see if Myles Garrett can make this work for him to get a Lombardi, but we appreciate you, bud.
What's the general reaction of Browns fans to the trade?
Yeah.
Are they happy or not?
I think they felt like they got pretty good value out of this, and they hadn't won. They looked, with Myles Garrett. Listen, he's getting older. He's going to be 30 by the time that they're ready to win. What will he be? He'll still be a good player, but he's not going to be this valuable anymore. And to get a Pro Bowl caliber player and then a 1, 2, and a 3, I think people look at that and say, okay, these are the essentials for a rebuild. And Andrew Berry mentioned getting a good player, because you can get picks but that doesn't mean those picks are going to turn into good players. They have a known quantity right now who has 2 years of team control plus an option on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's been 50-50, I think, a little bit. I mean, generational talent leaves, and that's the headline. That's the tough one for the Browns fan to swallow. But I think that the more they read about and see Jared Verse and look to this new stadium in Brook Park that's coming in a few years, I think that they may have finally turned the corner on accepting where they are. That's, I think, mostly the feeling.
I thought they got strong value for him. I thought it worked out well for them, and obviously we'll see over time. But I thought it was a good deal for them.
Yeah, I like it too, my man. Great to have you as always. Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate you guys being flexible. Thank you so much. Have a great day and enjoy your time out there.
Yeah, thanks. You too. Anytime. That's our guy Adam Schefter on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We'll come back and tell the truth live from Memorial right here on The Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
If you don't have Friday, June 12th circled on your calendar, get out a marker, circle that 12. Hollywood Casino Columbus is the place to be. Scotty Vegas here, and we're going to be cheering on Team USA in the sportsbook with a big watch party at 9 o'clock. Contest, prizes, plus the all-new Hollywood Casino Columbus Hotel grand opening is June 12th. Brett Michaels live, fireworks, swag, food trucks, and our watch party. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-589-9966.
Whoa, what's all this? These screens, the food?
All for the game, bro.
Dude, let us pitch in.
No need. I've got it all covered. With T-Mobile, I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet.
No way. Really?
Yep, and the price of my plan won't change for 5 years.
Wow, I'm definitely switching to T-Mobile.
Here's to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle fast, easy to set up, all-in 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. And your plan price? Guaranteed for 5 years. Stay connected con tu gente and catch every match with T-Mobile. Join now at T-Mobile.com.
Price guarantee on talk, tax, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits may take up to 2 bill cycles and will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans.
Working your way through that home projects list, that means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your air conditioner or furnace. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain issues? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing problems? Call the Waterworks. HVAC breakdowns? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted and certified plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Got a craving for scratch-made food, ice-cold 29-degree beer in every game on wall-to-wall TVs? Head to Twin Peaks, your ultimate sports lodge. Great views, killer eats, colder beer, Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
As parents, we have a million things running through our minds. Playdates, checkups, laundry, diapers, work, groceries. So it's easy to make a mistake. Oh, I forgot birthday candles. We say we'd never put our kids in danger by leaving them in the car alone.
Sit tight, hon. I'll be right back.
But temperatures as low as 60 degrees can be deadly for children left behind. So always bring them with you. And every time you park the car, stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to fund a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
3 decades, one family, and a simple promise to deliver a white glove customer experience every single time. Newman Roofing, locally owned, family operated, and proud to have earned 1,200 5-star reviews from families just like you. Call Newman Roofing today, 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit newmanroofing.com.
Spring cleaning is when homes get a new twinkle in their eye,
a new spring in their step,
a new color in their cheeks.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
When that shiny truck from 1-800-GOT-JUNK arrives at your house,
it's a sign of a new beginning,
a clean start,
a breath of fresh air.
When your home feels clean and happy,
the people inside feel clean and happy too.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit us at 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
After my accident, people warned me to slow down. I said, I don't know how. Thanks to my VA care team, I haven't.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov/PSA.
Email from a listener. What exactly is Common Man and Timmy supposed to be? How can I put this? A couple of immature men who love to have mindless conversation, laugh, and dabble in sports and farts.
Weekdays at 3.
And there you go, The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, let's tell the truth. I picked Matt Fitzpatrick. Tell the truth. Would you pick somebody else? I probably would. He bogeyed 3. He's 1 over through 6. Scotty, how's your boy Ben Griffin doing? +1 through 8, so we're both kind of feeling like we trade him in at this point.
Is my guy off? Is he done now?
Bobby got to pick after the tournament started, and who did you have again?
Not
Keegan Bradley.
He was -2 already. Do we go up or down? Green arrow up?
Keegan Bradley is finished -1. He's tied for 14.
I gave one back. I don't like that.
That's all right. He's off to a decent. He's 39 years old. I mean, he's
got to warm him up a little bit.
That's right. Get him a milkshake. All right, let's see where Scotty Scheffler's -1 through 5. So he's right there.
What's the leader in?
5 under.
Ooh.
No one's really running away.
That's a pretty nice.
It is, but to be able to. So in 1994, Tom Lehman won the tournament. Still owns the tournament record. 4 straight 67s, 20 under. So that is the record. Tiger had a chance to beat it 1 year. Kind of airmailed 18. Maybe tanked it, who knows? But Tom Lehman
had some cash on it.
Tom Lehman still owns the tournament record at 20 under par. I don't think Jack likes to. And by the way, that was before some of the renos and stuff. So I don't think we'll ever see that again.
Oh no, they made it longer.
Jack's taking spikes out of his rakes to make the. Remember that year? Jack decided to take some of the, whatever you call, the rakes in the bunker. Yeah. He took some of the prongs out.
What?
Like in like one, and there's another, and then there's a space and another.
So instead of using a fork, you're using a knife?
So when you rake the bunkers, when the pros rake the bunkers, they were like furrows. And a ball could not only be in the bunker, but it could be in a cavern.
What kind of...
Hey, you talk to him.
That sounds terrible.
A golden bear. He's got, hey, this course is easy enough.
Does he walk by with a 7-iron?
Step on that for you.
Goose guys when they're getting ready to hit too, like, oh, there you go.
He's got too good of a lie in the rough. Hey, patron, go over there and step on it.
Because really mash that down in there. It's pretty soft. You can probably bury it.
TLC, take us home.
All right. Little to do with anything, but Bobby, in the NFL, do they get taxed based off of which state their games are played in?
Oh, yeah, Coach.
Okay, so each game you play might have different taxes.
The good news is for Myles Garrett is his tax rate went up about 12%, so he's got that going for him.
But only on home games, right?
Only on home games and bonus money, so that's another key.
Ah, that makes sense. Okay.
But the money that Myles Garrett shifted, he's paying Cali taxes on that.
Yes.
Okay.
So instead of paying a cool 2.5%, 4%, I don't know when that changes in Ohio, he'll be paying a robust 12.5 to 13 out there.
That's how bad he wanted to go.
Listen, Cole, that's an extra $3 million that he's paying.
Yeah.
He's getting a $30 million bonus. That's 10% on that more.
And people think that, when they moved that thing 6 months out, that wasn't some kind of red flag. Of course it was. A guy willing to move $30 million to California taxes just to get out of Cleveland.
See, so he was willing to take a pay cut.
Of course he was.
All right.
That's how badly he wanted to be on a winner, Cole.
Yeah.
I want winners.
We didn't get to this audio, but I was really looking forward to playing it. So Trent Williams, I don't know if the NFL is going to love this promotion, but week 1, I believe, San Fran and the Rams, which I believe would be technically a Rams home game, is going to Melbourne, Australia. And Trent Williams is not holding back at all that he has no interest in this.
From your head coach about Australia, that it's the Rams, takes away the short trip to L.A. Any thoughts about that, Trent, that it's starting off in Australia and it's the Rams you're playing?
I mean, it took away a home game, in my opinion. It's probably the only thing. It's probably why we had to go to Australia to play the Rams, to kind of cover up some of the, deficiencies when it comes to ticket sales on their end when we go to LA. So I'll just leave it at that. But no, nobody wants to travel 20 hours to play a football game. Nobody ever be excited to do that.
So are you buying the conspiracy that because the Rams can't sell home games to home fans, that they're moving their games?
Well, that might be part of it. Everybody's going to be giving up one for a while.
That's right.
That's going to start being part of the process with that. But I know he made a joke about it. We talked about that LA. I'm not sure what the Australian tax rate is. We'll see how that plays in, factors into this. But his point of nobody wants to travel 20 hours, that's true. Like, I was in New England. We flew 5 hours to go play in London. It's 5 hours to Seattle almost. Flying 20 is a whole nother beast.
And there you go. There's Tell the Truth for the day.
All right. What a show. If you missed anything, the interview with Marshall Faulk on a Gold Jacket Thursday is awesome. Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. Just type in Rothman and Ice. We had J2 Poston, who was 270 today in the first round, jumped on the show earlier today. Had a great time with him. Shefty on the Myles Garrett trade. And the big guy, Bobby Carpenter, my man, coming strong, filling in for the Iceman. Stay close. Common Man and Timmy will take you through the afternoon. We'll talk to you tomorrow at high noon right from here in Dublin. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971.